initiated, you should already know what this is. And for those of you that aren't, just chill. See, we're going to get down to the other stuff here in a second. But what I'm always trying to get everybody to understand is everything is vibration. So, before we do anything else, just vibe. Watkins Cat House, how you doing? Let me welcome y'all to the Gemini full moon vibrational therapy. Beats by Bless Zone. Beats by Bless Zone now music. Bless Zone now. Just vibe. Look, if you haven't smiled yet today, this is my personal invitation for you to do so immediately. And if you can't find a smile for yourself, please allow me to be the smile on your face. Because at the end of the day, all I am is the smile on your face. All I am is the motherfucking vibe. This is a Gemini moon vibe. I actually only play this on Gemini moons. Y'all probably never noticed that, but yeah. I've been calling you, but you don't pick it up. I'm so sick of it, still I can't stop. Just fine. I've been calling you about your kiss and guys. Your selfish bird telling me to stay. I've run out of patience, but you don't give a damn about the things. Bisha Embodied, how you doing? I'm so sick of the ways that I took a leap of faith. What's up, Kale? Vibe. We're gonna get into the astrology and the numerology in just a minute. But first we vibe. The knowledge comes naturally, so the vibe is the most important part. Just let it seep in. Yeah. You done fucked up and swept into some trill shit this time. Just smile. And I'm gonna let you know right off the reel. I've been calling you, but you don't pick it up. I'm so sick of it, still I can't stop. I've been calling you about your kiss and guys. Your selfish bird telling me to stay. I've run out of patience, but you don't give a damn about the things I do. I'm so sick of the ways that say I took a leap of faith. Hoping you were still behind, 'cause I will be here waiting. What's up, Fisher? You said the moon transit in your 8th house of Gemini, pretty exciting. Stimulating if it's there. Exciting is the wrong word, and words are important when we're dealing with Gemini energy, so let's just say stimulating. Yeah. Smile right fucking now before I get mad and go home. I do it like Goldilocks liked it just right. And before we go any further, look, man, let me talk to you for a second. Let me tell you, for those of y'all that want to get fresh for every season, like for this right here, this is for Sagittarius season. I'm not a Sagittarius, but I'm wearing this for Sagittarius season. You understand? And for those of y'all that are Sagittarius, you might just want to get you one for every day or for once a month or for whatever you want to put that bitch on. But look, y'all need to go check out Blue Aliens. That's www.blu3aliens.com. As a matter of fact, just click on the link that's right there pinned in the chat. It'll take you there. What you got to do is check out everything. They got some crystals. They got some awesome astrology shirts. They got some THCA gummies. They got some psilocybin or some fungus for those of y'all that indulge. And all you need to do is use my promo code, PrIcElEs. And you'll get 15% off of any order over $15 and free shipping. And that's on me. So, shout out to the Witcher on these hoes. And we're not just talking about the Witcher. I'm not saying the Witcher on you hoes. I'm talking about the Witcher on these hoes. You got to say the whole thing or the vibration ain't right. Kind of like you got to say Rodrigo the Dawn. And you have to roll your R's. You have to say the whole thing. The Witcher on these hoes. So shout out to the Witcher on these hoes. OG Vibe Tribe. All right? For real. And shout out to my bro, I'm Just Kale. I'm always going to give a shout out because that's the OG. Even if I'm older, that's the OG and doing it in these streets right here. So I'm always going to pay homage. This is somebody that before I ever did my own videos, I was watching him do his thing in his backyard with his can of brew, burping like a motherfucker. He need to get that gas in check. But either way, shout out to Kale, or Jabias the Sleepwalker as he used to be known by. Understand? But yeah, shout out to my family, man. It's all love to my little brother. Sometimes the little brother be the OG. It be like that. It just be like the little brother is the most gangster one. Not in my family, because I'm the most gangster one. But I'm not. I'm the older. I'm not the youngest out of all of the children, but I am the younger boy. So that might make sense too. But anyway, getting off of all of that shit. It's interesting how Gemini energy also have you think about your siblings and shit. But yeah, fuck my sister. I'm just playing. I'm just playing, but for real though. For real though, man. I hope all of y'all are having a good day today, man. For real. But yeah, man, shout out for real, y'all. Y'all go check out Blue Aliens. This comes from them. They sent me this so I could be right for y'all. Y'all see that? And then also get with me for the merch. You know what I'm saying? And for those of y'all, now we ain't even gonna go there yet. Let's just keep vibing. The knowledge is gonna come in just a minute. And we're gonna take just a few minutes to let a few more people trickle in, and then we're gonna get down to it. So I'm gonna touch on the transits. I'm gonna elaborate on the aspects that might be affecting you. But then after that, we're gonna get into the price list, top 5 most cunning placements in astrology. Now, I didn't say the most intelligent, the smartest. I didn't even say the most clever. I said the most cunning. And we'll look at each one of those placements and specifically lay out how it plays out for them. You know how we do it. This is actually my trademark. Shout out to the Mafia Gorilla. You said 2-1 Savage or Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar is a superb artist to 2-1 Savage, even though 2-1 Savage is great in what he does. But Kendrick Lamar is an artist. 2-1 Savage is a rapper. And I'm not even like a Kendrick Lamar fan. I know everybody's on that movement right now, but I'm not even a huge Kendrick Lamar fan. He's not one of my favorite rappers at all, or artists at all, but he's an artist. He's a Pisces moon. He's a Gemini sun. He is an artist. He's also great at mimicking. And that thing he does with his voice, he definitely picked up from Eminem. But I ain't even going to go there. I ain't going to go there. But Kendrick Lamar is an awesome artist. Or 2-1 Savage is a great rapper. And so there's definitely a distinction in between there. 2-1 Savage makes rap songs. Kendrick Lamar makes music. It's like you look at the distinction between Tupac and Biggie. Biggie was a rapper. He made some great rap songs. He was jam, he be rapping. But Tupac made music, cuz it was something completely different. And it doesn't make him better or worse. It's just two different distinctions. And people get caught up trying to compare the two, and you can't. And even in Outkast, I said Outkast, within Outkast, in the group itself, you look and you can see that's what made them so different. Is Big Boy is a rapper, Andre 3000 is an artist, Picasso, to be exact. So yeah, pick up. I might help you learn a little something here. Make sure y'all hit the like button if you haven't hit that motherfucking like button yet. All right, and if you ain't hit the like button yet and you're still here, you need to go put your head in the toilet and flush it 3 times. For real. All right? And just vibe. You there? Now, let's just get back to the vibe for a few more minutes. What we want to vibe to next? Let me see where I'm going to take this. Do we want to stay on some Gemini? Let me see where I want to take this next. Let me see. We've heard it all so many times before, cuz. What type of vibe do we want? It's a full moon. What type of shit do we want to be on? I'm not paying any other artists, so we're not listening to any songs. We're going to vibe out to the beat today. You know, you can't forget that when you're in a full moon, there's both sides of the spectrum. There's that Gemini energy, but there's also that Sagittarius energy. And so we're going to take it there. I'd rather be with you, yeah. Yeah, I'd rather be with you. I'd rather be with you. Let's not forget we still got 3 more days of Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius too. And see, that's where things start looking better on the other side of the fence. The grass starts looking greener next door. Sometimes you can start to idealize situation as being better than what you got currently going on. And that's a good thing. Sometimes it can help you strive for better, but other times you could just, you would rather be doing something else. Just vibe. Make sure y'all hit the like button as you come in the door. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified when we come on again. We just getting started. We 15 minutes in and we're going to be here for at least 3 hours. So just cool out. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. As this moon progresses, it's going to go through a whole progression. Right now, the moon isn't aspecting much. But as we go throughout the day and we get into tomorrow, and then we also get into early Sunday morning and the moon gets full, and then we even progress past that initial exact full moon point, the moon is going to start making aspects to things. So this full moon right here, it is going to create a mutable mess. All right, but we might need that. We got to get the bullshit out of our system. So I'm going to let you know right off the rip that we're not going to be talking about no deep shit for the Gemini full moon. This is a Gemini full moon. Sometimes you got to get the bullshit out of the way before you get serious. Capricorn season is approaching. You understand? So, hey, sometimes you just got to say what the fuck is on your mind. If it's on your mind, get it off your chest. Just vibe. It's ironic that we have Mercury retrograde stationing, or Mercury retrograde ending, or stationing direct on a full moon. Yeah. Let's get the bullshit out of our system. Just vibe. It has like an epic feel to it, like a ToP feel to it, don't it? Hey, we about to talk about it in just a minute. I need everybody to tap in. Make sure y'all go check out Blue Aliens. Make sure y'all go check out StarTheSociety.com. You understand? And once you get there, it's going to prompt you to create a membership, which you should do. There are paid tiers, but there's also free access. And then it's going to prompt you to download the Mighty Networks app. As soon as you download the Mighty Networks app, it'll turn into the Star social media network. That's the Society of Tarot and Astrology Readers. It's something for us specifically. We ain't got to worry about getting zucked either. It's freedom of speech. You can say what the fuck you want to say. You can even get butt naked on there if you want to. Just don't threaten to take your own life or take anybody else's life, and you can say whatever the fuck you want. But it once again gives us freedom to be whoever we want to be. It's the place for tarot readers and astrologers and numerologists and witches and bitches and all types of motherfuckers that just want to do their thing without having to worry about Zuckerberg's techniques. So go check us out. That's StarTheSociety.com. The Society of Tarot and Astrology Readers. Also, go on Facebook and join the group, Star. Yeah. Now, I gotta let you know, we are a shit-posting group, so we play a lot. Check your feelings at the door, but we also help each other. We build each other up. We thirst trap. We do everything we can do to have fun and enjoy it. But you gotta check your ego at the door, too, especially if you got a male ego. It's not a safe space for a man, but the world has never been a safe space for a woman, so you can't be mad. You understand? And just go check it out. That's Star. That's the Society of Tarot and Astrology Readers. Just vibe. We finna talk about it, y'all. Shout out to R. You should, first of all, I gotta cut the music, bro. First of all, your first problem is working in a Kentucky Fried Chicken in the UK. Kentucky Fried Chicken in the UK? No. Hell no. Sorry, I had to blow my nose. We can't do that. We're not even gonna do that. Second of all, I understand people have accidents, you know. Sharding is a thing. I don't want to get too brash with it right this moment because we just getting started. But sharding is a thing, you know, and it happens. I have IBS, believe me, it happens. But yeah, I need everybody to smile right now. Are y'all ready to talk about what's going on cosmically, or y'all want to keep vibing? Because I damn sure can keep vibing for a few more minutes. Matter of fact, let me let y'all know, for those of y'all that aren't already initiated, if you aren't already familiar, this is priceless knowledge of self. We're the Vibe Tribe. There are thousands of us all over the world, so we're not thirsty for subscribers. We're not hungry for attention. No, we're here to raise this vibration with knowledge and information. So we're going to talk about astrology and numerology and all types of stuff to help us understand ourselves and energy better, and thus raise our vibration. So if that isn't for you, and it ain't going to be for everybody, just swipe up. Because as you come in on some troll shit or some negative shit or some hating shit, you're just going to separate yourself from this beautiful vibration that we've established. And upon doing so, either myself or one of my constituents, meaning my moderators, and there are lots of them. We're just getting started. There's going to be several that tap in, probably 100 or more. But as they come through, if they see you being disrespectful and they don't play about me, they're going to ban you immediately. I'm talking about exile you expeditiously. And it has nothing to do with hate. That's what you're doing. No, this has to do with love. We have a vibration to maintain. And as you come in on that troll shit, you're separating yourself from that. So we can get it out of the way. Yes, I have a gap in my teeth. Yes, I'm light-skinned. You understand? So we get that out of the way. Okay. Now we can be on some positive shit. Yes, my eyes are low. And yes, I'm high. Just so happens that I happen to be a Pisces moon. And in order for me to deal with all of this energy, and for those of y'all, you're just watching a video on YouTube. You don't understand the energy that you're dealing with when you're in putting yourself into this mix right here. As you do this right here, you're exposing yourself to different energies. And in doing so, I feel like for myself, I need to create a buffer sometimes. And I think that's what I do. But that also is excusing an addiction. But yeah, it's all of that. So are y'all ready to talk about what's going on cosmically, or do y'all want to just jam? Because we're going to talk about the transits, of course. We're going to talk about everything that's going on astrologically. I'm going to give you that energetic forecast that you came for. But I'm also going to get into the PrIcElEs top 5 most cunning placements in astrology. Ice and Snow Show, I like to hear it though. You need to be telling me more. Now I'm feeling like you neglected me. You need to be saying it more. Ice and Snow Show said, what's poppin', priceless knowledge of self, family? This Sagittarius season is kicking your triple Sagittarius ass. You're dealing with motherhood, your child's birthday, and daughterhood, parent in the hospital at the same damn time. Y'all understand? Christmas in general is very stressful for me. It can be like that for people that run small businesses and people that have the businesses for themselves, because nothing is ever a guarantee. And so right now it's just like scrambling and hustling only to be broke for Christmas. And so it's very frustrating for me. Maybe it's also because, you know, right around Christmas time is opposite to my time. And it's very stressful. My daughter's birthday is right around Christmas. Well, her birthday is January 11th. And then Christmas comes. And then my wife's birthday is Christmas Day. And so to make sure that I go out of my way to make that day special, because I know growing up, she always had to deal with that being her birthday and being Christmas. And she grew up in poverty. Like, I grew up in the streets for real. But my wife, as a Capricorn, she grew up in true poverty, where they had nothing, where they went to churches for food, and where they fucking were homeless a lot of the time, and where she just, you know, she really came up from poverty. And so for us to have the lifestyle that we have now is a beautiful thing, but to make sure that she has that special day when she does so much for us, when she goes so fucking hard in life about everything, and she's such a rider, and she's just such a matriarch for our whole family, not just for our immediate family that we live with in our house, but also for her sister and her own mother, and for our daughter who is grown, and for all of that stuff. Like, she really just has to step in and be that. And so making sure that she has that, and she understands that this day is special. It's not just because it's Christmas and your birthday, but it's like, man, this is something that's so special, because she's going out of her way to make everybody have an amazing Christmas. And so to be able to provide her with something special is something that's it's there, but it's also stressful. Having all of these fucking kids is stressful on Christmas. And, you know, these kids have expectations. And so it's just like, man, and my sons are teenagers. My 15-year-old son, he's starting to deal with frustrations. He needs to get a job. He doesn't need to, but he wants to. He's complaining about money, him not having money. He has a girlfriend. He's like, I don't ever have money to do nothing. My girl, well, hey, you need to be figuring out a way for you to make you some money then, if money is the issue, because you have everything you need and then some. You eat great, you live great, you have every new pair of shoes that you want, you have all of that shit. So as far as having extra pocket money, you need to be industrious, because you can see that your father has a fucking business that he's built with his bare hands and gets up and goes to work no matter what. You understand? And so it's just like, man, Christmas time is stressful. So I definitely understand. Love 12. Jade, y'all say what's up to Jade, my apprentice, my motherfucking right hand. I can't say man, my right hand. You understand? Y'all say what's up to anchoring divinity herself. Jade, Love 12. Say what's up to Love 12, not Jay, Love 12. Anchoring Divinity is her channel. She is my apprentice. I taught her everything she know. I mean, she learned something by herself too, but I mean, I like formally, she got that shit from me. You understand? And then she went out and got pregnant, just letting her husband just nut all inside of her. Like, what the fuck? I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Like, just let this motherfucker turn you into a motherfucking mozzarella stick, and now you're fucking knocked up. Just get in the way of your fucking astrology career. Like, what the fuck? Gotta be looking at Trey like, man, what the fuck are you in there for? What the fuck you doing, bro? Forgot y'all were human beings. But nah, shout out to Trey, shout out to Love 12, to Jade, y'all. Jade. Jade. Is it a girl or a boy, Jay? Do you know yet? Have you done the gender reveal? Are you gonna tell us, is it a girl or a boy? Is you gonna have a boy this time? Are you gonna name him Rodrigo? Yeah, she was on some freaky shit in Scorpio season. Hold up. Where y'all been? Dang, a little Gemini baby. Y'all making little lion ass kids, little deviants. God damn. Little thieves and liars. I'm just playing. I'm sorry. Yeah, they making just little lying, heartbreaking ass, deviant, stealing ass, little sweet talking, sauce having little kids, man. ADHD little bad motherfuckers. Hey, sometimes we had to cut the music off and talk for a little bit before we get started, y'all. This is the Gemini moon. Sometimes you just need to talk. Get the bullshit out of the way. I'm telling you, this is what this full moon is really about. You learn as much as you can, but this is like getting the bullshit out of the way before we get to Capricorn season. That's really, you're gonna have all types of people, but this is what I feel spiritually comes from this full moon right here. A full moon is always a release. And so before we get to Capricorn season, and it's still like a week away, but this is just like, man, get the bullshit out of the way and start preparing. You know, you get past this and you get into to Cancer, and then you get into Leo, and then boom, by the time we get out of the Leo moon, we'll be in Capricorn season. Right there, Virgo and Capricorn season. Time to get to work. It's like Virgo moon and Capricorn season kick in right there at around the same time, and things just. So yeah, it's definitely there. No, if you want to have a Gemini, if you're gonna have a Gemini, that's fine too. The world needs more artists. The world needs more poets. Needs more mechanics. I mean, there's so much more that can come from Gemini energy. We play a lot, but yeah. So shout out to Jay. I need to be the goddaddy. I need to be the godfather to the baby. I need to be the godfather, and if it's a boy, his name needs to be Rodrigo ThE Montoya. That's what his name needs. If it's a boy, his name needs to be Rodrigo ThE Montoya. Yeah, just like that. Montoya. Understand? Rodrigo ThE Montoya. ThE means chief. So Rodrigo ThE Montoya. Right there. Named after his godfather. The chief and the shaman. The motherfucking medicine man. Even though Jade and them hustled me, y'all. They really hustled me for real. She paid for the apprenticeship, and then she told me, oh, you know, I actually just live a few miles away from you, and we have weed. We sell our own weed. And so next thing you know, I was buying all their fucking product, weed, everything they had. You know what I'm saying? It was legal in the way, I don't want to put it out there, but weed and all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Dog treats, weed, everything. But yeah. Oh, my bad. My bad, Trey. My bad, Trey. My bad, Trey. We'll name the baby. You know what I'm saying? I come from the Trey block, so we can name the baby Trey Rodrigo Montoya. That'll be better right there. Just give me the middle name. Trey Rodrigo Montoya. Don't say, you just don't, he knows all the other stuff. Just say Trey Rodrigo Montoya. And then, you know what I'm saying? Let me talk to him. I already knew he'd be tripping. He got that Scorpio moon. I knew he'd be tripping a little bit. I could tell a little bit. But for real, we just changed the baby's name to Trey Thrace Rodrigo Montoya. Hold on, I gotta send this text. We're about to get started right now, though. No more playing. We've been here for 37 minutes. I've been playing around. You gotta get the bullshit out of the way. But yeah, I don't want to die. Sorry. But you gotta get the bullshit out of the way. For real. For this full moon right here, release it. Get the bullshit out of the way. It's a Gemini full moon. Get the chaos. You know, as this full moon, it'll conjunct Jupiter first before it even gets all the way full. As it's applying to that to be full or to that opposition, it'll first conjunct Jupiter, and then first it'll square Saturn actually tomorrow, and then it'll conjunct Jupiter, and then it'll sextile Chiron, and then it'll trine the black moon Lilith. And so we'll go through a whole spectrum of emotions with this, and it's Gemini energy, so you're gonna go through a whole spectrum of shit. But you just gotta get this shit out of the way. Get this bullshit out of the way. Sometimes there's conversations that need to be had. This is Gemini energy. There's just conversations that need to be had. There's lessons that need to be learned before you can move on to the next thing, and you start to prepare for Capricorn season where things get a little bit more serious. You know, this is all a journey. So this is where you release and reflect on the lessons you learned in this journey in Sagittarius season, and you take it and you apply that knowledge, because it'll still be Sagittarius season for the next week or so. Yeah, for the next week. And so throughout this right here, is it the next week? Till next Saturday, yeah. And so throughout this right here, it's just about for right now, right? It's just getting the bullshit out of the way, understanding, speaking on everything that needs to be spoken on, getting it out of the way unapologetically, because Mercury retrograde will be over with also. So the bluntness and the vulgarity that's really going on with this Mercury retrograde being trine to Mars retrograde in Leo, this full moon being where it is today, to where the moon is actually opposite to Mercury retrograde as it's starting to go throughout the day, while it's also coming into that sextile with Mars. So, just a lot of drama and bullshit we're gonna have to get out of the way with this full moon. So full moons can be like that. They can be messy. I just had a verbal, well, not a verbal because we were typing, but I just had like an argument kind of thing with, just because of some words that were used between me and my team earlier. I was talking to my team, and I was trying to get things, and they said some things and it triggered me, so I responded a certain way. But then it just gave us a way to have a conversation that needed to be had once again, to reaffirm where everybody stood and what our places are, and everything that we're trying to do. And so It's a blessing. Hey, let me send this text real fast. We're about to get started. For real, for real. Smile right now. Hold on. I'm a slow texter too. I apologize. Let me send this text though. Hold on. Anyway, there we go. My bad. What's up, Ebony? My bad, y'all. Is it just me, or do I look real good today? You know, my ear been hurting a little bit, but I've been feeling good other than that. But or has it just been like an everyday thing? It's not always, because I did go through a stretch where I was looking kind of rough. But like recently, I've been back like a motherfucking cooked crack. Like hit it with that ice and watch it lock up. Now I did have a low point the other day when they called me Fat Drake on here. I still ain't got over that. I had to go tell my lady. I said, man, they calling me Fat Drake today, baby. And she didn't even say nothing, but she was a real Capricorn. She's like, well, I mean, if you would stop doubling up on that dessert, like you didn't have to say that shit. You supposed to be like, fuck them, baby. That. But she came as true Capricorn. Well, if you stop doubling up on that dessert, if you don't shut your motherfucking ass up. She'll remind me, I thought you said you were going to stop getting chicken with every meal. Because what happens was, I really like the chicken from the deli, the fried chicken from the deli at the grocery store. And so we'll go in there to get stuff for dinner and we'll be already eating something. I'm like, man, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and get an 8-piece. And there's this little, and you know, I say it Mexican because Mexicans tend to do this. So I'm saying this to not be racist, but also to give props. But there's this little Mexican that works in the deli. And as soon as he sees me, he just hooks me up. I'm like, hey, bro, give me 2 pounds of tenders. He'll give me 2 whole pounds of tenders, which is really like 4 or 5 pounds of tenders, like 50 tenders for $4. You get what I'm saying? Fried chicken tender, I mean, perfect. Or he'll just give me an 8-piece or a 16-piece for $4 or for $5. He's like, hey, bro, I'm just like this. You know what I'm saying? I got to get this shit up out of here anyway. And so he does that shit, and then I bring it home, and I'm like, hey, man, there's also some chicken in there. I'm like an old granny. But yeah. What sun signs give birth to Virgo risings? All types of signs can give birth to any rise. I don't look at it like that. Any sign can give birth to any sign. Ebony, you said Saturn ain't nice. Saturn wasn't nice. Saturn being on my moon ain't nice. Now Saturn's on my Jupiter, and it's like now you got to watch your eating practices. It's like no, now that Saturn's coming back and it's playing. It went from playing with my moon to now it's playing with my Jupiter in my 6th house. So it does mess with my health, but it's also like my habits, my eating habits, which that's the only time I have health issues when I overstress or I overeat or I overdo it. And so me getting healthy things in place is like now I'm trying to get at a calorie deficit, which what that means is making sure that I'm burning more calories than I'm eating every day, or the most. If you want to lose weight, that's the best way for you to start losing weight and to change your metabolism, is to get at a calorie deficit. And so that means get to some point to where you are burning more calories than you are intaking, and then that's when you can really start to see yourself start to lose weight, because I mean that's a natural biological process. But yeah. That's kind of how it is. That's kind of how it is. Now, let's talk about what's going on astrologically. That's what we're going to do from now on. Since Love 12 don't want to do the videos on her own channel, like, how many videos you got? One still? I need to go over there and look. I haven't been over there, and you haven't been sending me anymore. But if you haven't made any more videos, this is what you need to do. You need to be in my comments answering questions, because you know the way that I would answer. You can answer the questions in the comments while I give the motherfucking lesson audibly. But you ain't going to be here for long. You don't get distracted. Your baby's going to start pulling on your leg. Trey gonna come in there and say, I know you ain't watching this motherfucker again. But yeah, I'm gonna stop. Jay got some Gemini placement. She be lying. She's a great student. She really is. She's a great student, but Jay be lying. Y'all don't get it twisted. And Jay will just can't do that. I got a hernia. Now I gotta make sure my shit ain't popped out. But not for real though. She's saying that she ain't gonna be. She ain't gonna be. But yeah. Yeah, I started coughing. Now I gotta. But for real though, it should be like for real though. She be lying a little bit. No, she's more like me in the way that she'll just start acting funny for a couple weeks. Fisha embodied. What system of astrology? I mean, I can use any type of system, but my typical go-to is industry standard. PlAcEmEnTs, Western. PlAcEmEnTs, tropical, Western. It's the most accurate system as far as for this, unless you decided to use sidereal and Vedic, which is a whole different practice in itself and in of itself. But I have developed this thing lately to where I love Vedic astrology, and I think it's cool to study, and I study it myself. But to really practice Vedic astrology in its whole expression, you would have to be Hindu. And people argue like, no. You can respect it, you can study it. I'm talking about practice it. To truly practice Vedic astrology, you would have to be doing some type of Hindu practice. You have to. You can study it and love it, but to truly practice it, you would have to have some type of reverence for Hindu practices, because you have to be given remedies, and you have to be working with deities. And so in order for you to truly be Vedic, and when people talk about knowing their sidereal placements, a lot of times they say, well, I know my Vedic. No, you know your sidereal placements. And you might know one or two of your nakshatras, but you do not know Vedic. To know Vedic is to know the Sanskrit. It's to understand that when you're looking at a placement, and you're not only going to look at the fundamental energy of the placement, which it might be moon in Aquarius in the 6th house, right? But you look at mine, my moon is in Aquarius in the 6th house, but that means my moon is in Shadabishak in the 6th house. All right, so what is Shadabishak? Shadabishak is a specific area of the sky. It's a hole, or it's a place in the sky where there's 1,000 or 100 stars, and they're enclosed within this circle or a lasso, and the lasso is represented by the lasso that's held by Varuna. Varuna is the deity that rules over this. Now, Varuna's story is important in the energy of of Shadabishak, but how you pronounce Shadabishak is also important, because with Sanskrit, you have to understand that it all has a vibration to it. And so as you speak on whatever the nakshatra is, you also have to do, and you give the Sanskrit of it, the way that you say it, it comes across as something that is also important. So the pronunciation, the placement, the energy, the deity, all of that is incorporated to make something that is incredibly texturous. There's just rich textures that go with Vedic astrology. But in order for you to truly understand Vedic, you would have to have some type of reverence to Hindu practices. Now, to study it, to love it, you don't have to. But to practice it, that's a thing. And people have to make a determination between practicing and studying. Now, practicing is something completely different. I studied Islam for 4 years. I never practiced Islam. You understand? Studying Islam does not make you a Muslim. You understand? And so there's something else. There's levels to that. All right. And so you study something and to practice it. I studied astrology for 10 or 15 years before I ever practiced it. All right. Well, not that long. I probably studied it for 10 years and practiced it for 10 years. But yes, just so we know, for me professionally, when I'm doing something professionally, I prefer to use PlAcEmEnTs and Western astrology, because people can say, well, I prefer whole house and all that. That's because you prefer things to be easier, and you live in an ideal world where life isn't ideal. Nothing is even or fair or how it's supposed to be. You understand? And when you're dealing with PlAcEmEnTs, that is the natural flowing of energy. I even use PlAcEmEnTs when I'm doing sidereal. And sometimes I use PlAcEmEnTs when I was studying Vedic. I would just switch the preference to PlAcEmEnTs and do it from that perspective, because PlAcEmEnTs is a natural flowing of energy. You can say whatever you want about preference. Preference is one thing, but accuracy is another. And so when you're doing astrology, PlAcEmEnTs is going to be the most accurate system, because it's the natural flowing of energy. There's nothing that's forced into a house or a sign that it's not supposed to be, or that it's not naturally, because you want things to be even or whole or equal. Do you understand? And Monray Barkley, I know lots about Jesus. I know more than you would care to know, and I know more than you yourself know. So before you come in tripping, this takes away nothing away from an understanding of love of Jesus. First of all, this is not religious. For those of you that don't understand, astrology is not a religious practice or a spiritual sect. It is a study of energy. You understand? It's a study of the algorithm of an energetic significance. It has nothing to do with spirituality unless you make it so. You are not worshiping the stars. You understand? You don't believe in astrology. You believe with astrology. So before you come in and say anything ignorant, you might need to correct yourself, because I'm teaching you a little something. All right? And so it's all love. You're welcome to stay. But before you come in and use that as a hateful tool, which is something that Christians tend to do, say, well, what do you know about Jesus? That's immediately coming in and saying, what you're doing is wrong. And what I'm about to say is more important than anything else that you have to say. That's what you're saying when you say that. When the truth is, Jesus says the meek will inherit the earth. When Jesus himself would never want people to worship him, because Jesus wanted to be meek. You understand? Jesus himself wasn't a Christian. This is something that people made and idealized after he was gone. This is something that was put together to formulate a certain movement. So to be spiritual and have an understanding and a love and a respect for Jesus Christ, or Jesus of Nazareth, and his teachings does not mean that you have to be Christian. So before you say anything else, just check yourself. Now, as above, so below. You said you found Uranian astrology is unmatched. It disregards houses and instead focuses on midpoints and harmonics and vibration and the fact that none of the other stuff matters without planet interactions. Um, that's perfectly fine. I've looked into Uranian astrology. That's not my preferred method. Like I said, that's fine for you. I definitely work with midpoints. Anybody that does composite charts or anybody that truly reads would have to start working with midpoints. And Jay, did we talk about midpoints? But yeah, I think we did. But yeah, midpoints is going to be something that you always work with. But it is what it is. Now, right now, the sun is at 22 degrees of Sagittarius. So you might find yourself being philosophical. That's the truth. You might start to think about your journey. You might start to ponder upon existence and the meaning of it all and all of this type of shit. This is what kicks in Sagittarius season. All right? It's not like you tune in. Tune in would be the focus. With Sagittarius season, you almost tune out. And that's not a bad thing. It's like for this right here, you're trying to learn through the experiences that goes on with this. You dig? You're learning through the experiences that go on with this. And the journey matters, not the destination, because you start to realize the destination is the same for all of us. I've said it over and over again, and you should know it because it's death. It's all the same for all of us. That's the destination for each one of us, is a transition from this plane to the next, and to where when you do psychedelics, you have an ego death. That's, you say, well, what's that ego death? That means you're separated from this ego of yours, this personality of yours that you've developed, and all this stuff that makes you Lee the juggler, or as above, so below, or as Fisha embodied, or as this person, or as that person. And you still exist because energy doesn't die. Your soul is still there, but everything that you've developed and attached yourself to as far as identity is stripped away from that. And so it, at first it's disoriented and terrifying. All right? And so as we come into this with Sagittarius season right here, this is just kind of where you realize, like, at the end of the day, how you lived mattered. That's why you want to enjoy things. That's why you want to make the most of it. How you lived mattered. That's actually what mattered the most. And so make the most of the journey. The destination is the same, and tomorrow isn't promised for each one of us. So today, all you can do is put one foot in front of the other and keep going. All you can do is fucking smile. All you can do is be grateful for the experience. If you're having a tough day, you can be grateful for that shit too. Because look, hey, you got to experience another one. And you learned lessons. There's things that toughened you up today. There's things that you learned today that you can use for tomorrow. All of this is something that you're just encoding into your genes, and you take it with you. But you just don't identify with it. And so as we come into Sagittarius season, all of that kind of gets pushed into perspective. And then when we got 22 degrees of Sagittarius, this is where this gets interesting. But I do want you to say, or not say. See, I just said that all messed up. That's Mercury retrograde. I'm going to blame it on Mercury retrograde. But I do want you to see that when you're at that 22nd degree, it does get critical. It's like a critical turning point in this energy. It's like an extreme defining point. It's not too much like 29 degrees can be. You know, it's not necessarily pure as 0 degrees can be. But when you get that 22nd degree, it's like, what are we going to do with this? Is this going to be a problem, or is it going to be an asset? And so when you got 22 degrees of Sagittarius, it's like, are you going to do too much? Because this is abundance. And so are you going to do too much? Are you going to take it too far? Or are you going to make the most of what you have and still be able to prepare going forward. Now, Sagittarius, the beautiful thing about Sagittarius is it has vision. This is visionary energy. You start to see the big picture. You start to see the implications of it all. You start to see the ramifications of every step of the journey that you're taking. You start to, and that's why you start to see, okay, well, what's really going on? What's the purpose behind all of this? Right? Right? Well, the thing is, as you start to do that, and as the big picture starts to put into perspective, sometimes you can start to miss out on the present moment. You start to focus on over the hills and far away. You start to focus on the big picture, and you miss out on the key details. You miss out on the present moment sometimes. That's why I'm telling you, you got to understand the journey is the most important part. The purpose of life is to live a purposeful life. And you always should be positive about everything, because every day, every second, every minute, every hour is a chance to do something better. I promise you, even as bleak as things can seem sometimes, you have an opportunity to do something better. See, that's the Sagittarian optimism that you have to let play out in real time. Hey, this shit is bad right now, but it can get better because you can make it better. And that applies to all types of things. It applies to all types of things. Shit can get better. You'd have to be willing to look at it from a better perspective, or you have to be able to make adjustments, or you have to stop bullshitting with yourself. And I mean, that's all I got to say about like with that is like, just don't do too much. Don't get yourself to where you're so focused with this 22 degrees, so focused on what's over the hills and far away and what's ahead, that you forget about the present moment or what you have, or to be grateful for what you have going on right now. Because that's really all that matters. Because what's over the hills and far away, it's great to be optimistic and think about it, but it's not promised. So you can be optimistic about the present moment, because this is an opportunity for you to change the narrative right now. Understand it. This is an opportunity for you to change the narrative right fucking now, any second. But yeah, this is where we at with this. Just smile right now. We got 1 week left of Sagittarius season. 1 week. Make the most of the journey. Learn as much as you can. Soak up as much as you can. Because Capricorn season is going to come, and the world's going to remind you that you have responsibilities. But you got to find that hope right now. Find that joy inside of yourself right now. You got to carry that with you through the hard times. When shit gets gritty. When the bills are due. When you spend all your money on Christmas and fucking rent is due on January 1st. And some people don't have to worry about that, but a lot of people do. When you've entertained people and you've spent it all. When you've grinded for 3 or 4 months to be fucking broke. You got to remember that right now, that it's about the journey, that, hey, man, you'll get it again. It's going to happen again. It'll be the same thing next year. So you just got to smile at every fucking moment you have to experience it all. See, I'm reminding you of this while we're in this Sagittarius energy. Today is the day where you can do that. It's not a revelation. It's a realization. Now, the moon. The moon, as we speak, is at 0 degrees of Gemini. Oh, man. Here's the thing. When the moon comes into Gemini, you start to feel all over the place. You really don't know how to feel. You feel something, but that shit is changing so quickly that sometimes you just can't pinpoint it. It's like 1 minute you feel this way, the next minute you feel this way, the next minute you feel this way. And so you just kind of feel scattered. A lot of people. You feel scattered. If this is not something that's native to you for like Gemini moons, when this is when they finally like feel all right. It's like who they feel at home with themselves and of themselves. But for a lot of us, this is just where it's just like, damn, you just feel your energy feel kind of like scattered. And it's like your moods and how you feel and your mind is just changing very quickly. And there might even be some nervous or frenetic energy that kicks in with the Gemini moon. But ultimately, you just got to find some type of way to stimulate your mind. You know, whether and for some people that means calming themselves down, reading, writing, doing something that for other people that means doing something to stimulate themselves and doing something that's more active, because that's how they can actually get their energy centered. But that's what you're going to want to do when you're in this Gemini moon energy, or just talk to somebody. Go talk, and y'all can talk and play and laugh, but all of that's cool. And you know, there's also a certain mischievousness that kicks in with this. It's just like, if you get bored or if someone gets bored, mischief can ensue. This is the Gemini moon. It's just like boredom right now is the enemy of progress. And sometimes you have to be careful that you don't overstimulate yourself, especially with Jupiter also being in Gemini, especially with this being in this full moon energy. It's going to be real easy for people to get overstimulated. Like earlier, it took me a minute, and I had to apologize to somebody because I had a really adverse response to something, but I just realized I was just like really stimulated for a second. And it was just like, man, like I had to explain, like, you know what, man, I'm just irritable, and I don't know why I'm being irritable with y'all. It's just like there's so much going on between us here. I'm probably addressing this inappropriately. So I apologize for being defensive, but like there's just a certain irritability. Now that's not gonna be for everybody, but I'm not a Gemini moon. I'm a Pisces moon, and so that's completely different. And let me, before y'all dismiss Monterey Barkley, let me help Monterey Barkley out. Monterey Barkley, how could something that is helping people be demonic? See, that's the flaw in your system, in your thinking and in your system. How could anything that's helping someone understand themselves better and make positive changes in their life? This is something that's helped me get away from addiction and get out of criminal behaviors, help me understand the trauma I've been through, help me understand the relationship with my mom. This is something that's really helped me throughout my life. This is something that I've helped thousands of people all over the world help understand themselves better, help better their lives. So if this is something that is so positively helpful, how could it be demonic? Is it simply because you don't understand it, or simply because you're conforming to something that you have been brainwashed to believe by a system that wants to condition you to be hateful to someone who thinks or believes in something differently than you? You need to ask yourself this. These are conversations that need to be had. I love you. And so if I love you and me loving you and wanting to be honest with you is demonic, then I guess we'll have to take that. Maybe you might need to reassess your definition of demonic. Maybe you need to do some soul searching. You understand? Because I love God. I understand God is love. I am love. You yourself are love, and sometimes you might feel a lack of it. So what you do is you push at your wounds. So don't ever disrespect yourself by saying something that helps people, something that's helping you understand is demonic, because this could never be demonic. If you took the time to judge what this says, because if we're going to talk about things being demonic, we're going to talk about religion. What did Jesus himself say? He said, let he or she who is without sin cast the first stone. Do you know what that parable means? If whether that's truly something that happened or not, what does that parable mean? It means who can judge you? Who are you to judge anyone? You understand? And so before you can say something is demonic, before you can say something is evil, I think you would need to reassess, because that is not within you to say. Okay? And Jesus is not religion. Christianity is religion. You are absolutely right. I actually just stated that about 30, 45 minutes ago. If you'd like to rewind it, you might could go learn something there. I implore you to go rewind it. But other than that, we love you. Keep keep that demonic talk to yourself. We're going to allow you to stay because you didn't harm anyone. But keep that type of stuff to yourself. There's nothing here that could ever be demonic. Having an understanding of how energy works is a tool of understanding, and it actually brings some people closer to God. I know it's been like that for me. You happen to catch me on a really good day. I'm really in my element. So, yeah. Look at that shit looking good though, right? You see how that's faded perfectly? I did that myself. You see that? Yeah. But see, there's vanity. Let me check myself. Now that might be demonic. That's vain. That's just greed, vanity, lust. You got to be careful with that, right? Right, Monterey. Divine Radiant Star. What's up, Divine Radiant Star? I'm basking in your radiance. How you doing? Mi amo es Rodrigo. Roll your R's. Now, let me get back to this. See, y'all done made me cut the music off a long time ago, but we good. Fuck it. I don't want to pay them anyway. But, yeah, man. The moon is in Gemini right now. But like I said, as this moon progresses and it starts to develop into this full, and it's already a full moon in the full moon cycle, but as it really starts to apply to that exact opposition with the sun, like I said, it'll conjunct Jupiter, it'll square Saturn. Well, actually, first it'll square Saturn, and then it'll conjunct Jupiter about 2, 3, 4 hours after that, and then after about 6 or 7 hours after that, it'll sextile with Chiron, and then it'll trine the black moon Lilith, right? And so this full moon that we're in right here, it does have a certain chaotic energy to it. It comes in square to Saturn. So people's worries, people's insecurities, it's gonna poke at those a little bit. You understand? It's gonna do that for a few hours as we get into the morning, tomorrow morning, and into the we start to progress into the day tomorrow. There's gonna be some insecurities that get brought up. There's gonna be some things that start to make people a little nervous, and it's gonna have some people thinking in some negative channels. All right, but after that, the moon will start to kind of conjunct Jupiter. So whether it's through conversation or talking out against that, but that can also work and get messy because Jupiter is retrograde. And so, as that goes through that, this is where it is. Hold on, let me see this real fast. You said you are weird in the multitude of counsels. Let now the astrologers, it does not say that in the Bible. It does not say the word astrologer in the Bible at all. And he was talking to a specific group of heretics in his practice when you have to understand what is happening in that specific moment. So no. I have read the Bible. My grandfather is the pastor of the church. I read the Bible 4 or 5 times. I've from cover to cover, and then also through a Bible reading program. That's actually not what it says. First of all, they're not going to use the word astrologer, which was not a word in the King James Version of the Bible. So if you're reading a new iteration of whatever you're doing, that is not what it's doing. Exactly. I mean, he knows what nothing he's talking about. Context matters. Context matters. in Isaiah, when he's saying that, you have to understand who he is saying that to and why he is saying that in that moment. Thank you. First of all. And we're not Christian. We don't, first of all. That's the other thing. I love God. I have love for Jesus Christ. I have love for Muhammad. I have love for Buddha. You understand? Susu. I don't give a fuck about any of that religious bullshit that you're trying to push. I'm not with that. I actually have a spiritual relationship with the divine through myself and through my understanding of spirituality. I'm not with that shit. So you can go start your channel and you can testify and you can do whatever you want. You're welcome here. I love you and all of that shit. But all of that shit does not matter. You speaking stories that are irrelevant. They are, what did we just say? See, I think that's where I know you're not that intelligent, my brother. We are not worshiping the stars. There's no worshiping here. We're not worshiping anything. You're using it as a tool of understanding. I thought, did you miss that? Or do you not comprehend? Or are you too dense? Exactly. Because we just said we're not worshiping anything. You don't worship the stars. You use it as a tool of understanding. We're not worshiping anything. Who's worshiping? That's what you have to ask yourself, is who is worshiping? Who here is worshiping? Hear ye, hear ye. Who here is worshiping? You don't want to get into this debate, you'll lose. You don't have the intelligence, the prowess. Why do you look at the stars to help you? Why would you not? Did God not provide medicine? Did God not provide tools of understanding? So did not God not put the firmament in place with the stars and the moon and the sun? Did before you say any more moronic bullshit, did God not place these things there? So why would we not use the tools that were provided to us by God to help ourselves understand things? Not worship them, which is that's what you use as a word, you do it as a word play. Say we worship, but we're not worshiping them. There are some that do, but this has nothing to do with worship, as we explained 30 minutes ago. This is a tool for understanding that was provided to us by God. Just like medicine was provided by God. So we're not gonna do that. That's worshiping in a plant, because you're using that plant to help you heal. That mushroom you use for penicillin, that stuff that you use, no, we're worshiping that. No, hell no. Right? No, you need to check yourself, because I guess you don't really have an understanding of things spiritually. You have a mental conformity that you have conformed to. But for you to understand things spiritually would say, well, this doesn't make sense. You do go to the maker. We people pray. Who said we're not praying, people? Who says anything about this? Is what you making assumptions. People here pray, manifest, they do whatever they can to have their relationship with spirituality and the divine, and they're helping people. This is where you have to ask yourself about right and wrong spiritually. They're helping people. These are people here that are helping and healing people. And so, how could that be demonic? Because it's not. You have no answer or argument. You can post another scripture and try to make it fit your argument, which it doesn't, because there's no worshiping here. In the King James Version of the Bible, the word astrologer didn't exist. In the 1300s, the words astrologer did not exist. So guess what? Those stories that you're reading out of that book that have been passed down and translated over 100 different languages from person to person, when every language has different pronunciation and definition of different words. As soon as you translate something from Aramaic to Greek to Latin to English to German to Spanish, once you've done that, it changes things within the language of that. Just within Spanish or English, you can have several different definitions for one word. You can have several different ways to pronounce one thing that's defined, and you can have something that is a word that is said one way that's defined 10 different ways. And so when you are making translations from human beings, from person to person, there are errors that are involved. So you speaking, bring forth those astrologers, that's something that's added in the new version, baby, because guess what they do? They add things because of their agenda. There is no formal message because it's just bullshit that's spread over time and time and time and time and time and time. Now, are there beautiful messages? Absolutely. Is there so much to gain? Absolutely. Can you get a better relationship with God? And can you get one with Christ? Absolutely. But does that make that something that is a be-all, end-all? No, not any more than someone Googling something. Do you know what Google is? Google is a collection of articles and things people said. Google is not the be. I'm going to Google that, but the truth is, when you Google something, all it's doing is taking you to an article that said that, or something that was out of a book, an excerpt from a book. Like, what? So I don't think you get it, family. I don't think you get it. So is this where we go with that? What kind of argument can you give that something that's helping people is demonic? We had to entertain that. We're here for this today. It has been beautiful, but that's what you have to ask yourself, is how could something that is helping these people understand each other? And there's no worshiping going on here. We haven't done any rituals, which you would do in your church. We haven't said anything. All we've talked about is what's going on energetically and try to help you understand why you might be tripping today. What's going on with the full moon today? How you can make you some money today. How you can avoid some bullshit today. Well, that's the only thing we're going to talk about. We're going to laugh. We're going to play. We're going to tell stories. We're going to be toxic. We're going to have all kinds of fun. We're going to get the bullshit in the mix. But what you got to ask yourself is, what was the point in typing out that negativity if you are really coming from a place of love and understanding? And if you're really following Christ's principles? You can't argue. Exactly, bro. You wanted to argue, but you can't. You tried, but you can't. See, I don't want to argue, bro, but that's what you're saying. But you did. You just can't, because I'm on point like your index finger. I stay like that. This is what my path has been. This is what I've been destined to do. I love you. I love God. I have an awesome relationship with the divine. If I didn't, I wouldn't be here. It's changed so many things in my life. But me having an understanding of astrology takes nothing away from my relationship with God. God provided me with the understanding to be able to understand the things that I did. God used astrology as a tool to get me out of addiction, to get me out of prison, to get me out of fucking negative ass, fucking trifling ass behavior when I was fucking over on my wife and my kids all the time, where I was doing this and doing that. It helped me understand, okay, this is a pattern or a process that really belongs to an energy that I've had from this. Help me want to understand God and the divine more. So anything that's helping you do that, you can't take away from that, brother. And for people that talk shit, they just don't understand it. And not everybody can. And there's also lots of astrologers. It's just not this. There's people who love astrology who just don't get it. They want it. They read it a lot. They're into it, but they just don't have an understanding. I happen to have developed a profound understanding of this. This is something that I've been blessed to do. And this is what I give is knowledge of self. You understand? Do you know what knowledge of self is? Monterey Barkley. Knowledge of self. It's one of the most powerful things that you can ever have. To understand who you are, how you work. It gives you a tool to move forward in life that really helps you exceed all of the things that limited you before. So welcome to this. Queenie Too Blessed. What's up, baby? Occupy Mars 3. What's cracking, cuz? Welcome back. Hey, Queenie, they thought they were playing with me, though. They forgot to fucking with the right one. Don't let this fool you, man. Look, I'm well renowned. Not even just well renowned. I'm world renowned. I'm one of the coldest at this that there are. Yeah, I play this because I'm a real dude. I'm authentic. I'm living my real life, man. But don't ever get it twisted. You locked in with one of the best, so you will learn something if you just chill the fuck out. But I do respect you and your fervor for God and for Jesus and all of that. But also make sure that you're respectful in doing that and you understand what you're saying. And maybe you need to reassess where you're at in your value system, because I'm constantly reassessing mine, because I'm a type of person who, as new information comes in, I adjust accordingly. And so I'm not someone who has a set system of what I believe in life. I'm still figuring it out. And none of us really know anything until we go. All of us can have faith, we can believe, but we don't know until we go. And that is fact. Even if you've had a near-death experience, you weren't dead. That biological process did not reverse. And so until that biological process really reversed and decomposition started, then you weren't dead. And so none of us really know until we go. And so ultimately we're still winging it. We're still figuring it out. We have to have faith in whatever we can. But for us to really know, we have to go. That's the truth. And we ain't there yet. And so, Queenie Too Blessed, you said question. You said, is Mars square Pluto really bad in synastry? It can be dangerous. It can be really sexy. Mars square Pluto can be really sexy, but it can also be dangerous. Like, that's one of the more dangerous aspects, where there can be some type of violence or abuse, or it's just where this relationship, as stimulating or as passionate as it can just be volatile. Now, some people like that shit. It can be volatile, or it can be too much. It's just like, man, there's too much passion, there's too much emotion, there's too much fucking sexual energy between us. Like, there's obsession, there's craziness. This shit is it can be dangerous, but yeah, it can also be really fun and sexy. Yeah, that's what you're usually gonna see these days. Now, back to the transits. As we were saying a few minutes ago, what does this full moon in Gemini bring? Bro, you just before I go any further, Monterey, you said, why would I read Scorpio and all of that for guidance? Because it is a tool that helps me understand what's going on energetically within myself and within the world. And so if it is a tool that I've been given the understanding by God, or whatever you want to call omnipotence, right? If this is a tool of understanding that I've been given that I can use to help understand what's going on energetically and to help people understand so they can maybe get out of their own way, they can say, maybe I'm tripping because this, then why would I not utilize it? And other people use their tools in different ways. Some people use music to guide people to God. Some people do this, but what I do is I teach and I have a knowledge. And I also teach spiritual things. And I also am authentic. And I also am vulnerable. And I also try to bring myself out of negative patterns with this. So this is something that I help use not only for myself, but for my clients, help them bring themselves out of negative patterns. And so I hope we there with that. As above, so below. What's up? What's up, CuNnInG? What's going on in Hawaii? What's the weather like in Hawaii? That's how my son says it. Hawaii. I don't know why he says it like that. He says it when we go to Hawaii. But yeah, what's going on in the islands? That's what's up. That's what's up. Where's everybody checking in from in the world? While we're getting this started, where is everybody checking in from in the world? Where are you at right now? If you're seeing this posthumously, yes, the Holy Spirit is there for guidance. You use the Holy Spirit too, brother. The Holy Spirit guided me right to that astrology. Hey, what's up to the boot? What's up to everybody in the boot? What's up to everybody in B-More and into Michigan and, you know what I'm saying, Virginia and Bama, Anthony and Bama. Hey, y'all, they say Anthony got that Alabama black snake. Y'all better, y'all better get at him. That boy Anthony got that Alabama black snake. He been giving it to everybody too, though. MH, yeah, you can ask your question. But yeah, my relationship with the Holy Spirit led me to this astrology. I found my mama dead when I was 13. I used that as an excuse for a long time. I spent half of my life in prison. I've been a gangbanger, a pimp, or a thief, a fucking trifling ass motherfucker for a lot of my life. And so me having an understanding of this helped me get out of some of those cycles that I was living, bro. And so, you know, this has helped me be more accountable. So I was led that way. So I can definitely say this is one of the tools that God has used in helping me get better and and also giving me to help other people get better. And so when you can separate that from your religious preference, it really opens up things for you. All right. Because I'm not here to worship anything but love. And God is love. So yeah. MH, ask the motherfucking question. You always do this, MH. Ask the question, MH. But yeah, bro, you're welcome to stay. Now, like we said, this full moon in Gemini, it basically is just telling us, let's get the bullshit out of the way. There's some conversations that need to be had. Ask it again, because what's the question? You said it's up above. Let me find MH's question real quick. You said your brother is talking crazy. He's a sun in Pisces and rising in Scorpio and moon in Scorpio. Your brother probably is talking crazy. What do you want me to say about that? Like, you fucking Pisces with all that Scorpio energy, your brother's super emotional and he's affected by everything, and everything just is deeper for him. It's deeper, and stuff affects him that ain't got nothing to do with him. And it's just like everything is life and death, and everything is intense. And so you got to be careful. Your brother probably has, yeah, I was about to say homicidal or suicidal tendencies. So, you know, you got to be careful. Scorpio people, it's just different. You know, any sign is capable of those type of things, but those Scorpio placements can kill, whether they be themselves or other people. You better be careful. You have to talk to him. But, you know, that's why a lot of those people with those Scorpio and Pisces placements, especially when you have a mix of the two, they really get into those substances, whether it be alcohol or drugs. And so your brother does really need to get somebody that he can talk to, Your brother definitely needs to get out of that, because those Scorpio placements definitely can lead to some homicidal or suicidal tendencies. And so be careful, you know, they're deep. My stepbrother, he's like that. You know, he's born on Halloween Day and he's a Scorpio. And like, I'll get mad, right? Like, man, I'm finna go sock that motherfucker. I'm finna go punch this motherfucker in the mouth when I get upset. When we were younger, and he would say stuff like, "I'll go over there and I'll fucking skin that motherfucker alive. I'll fucking kill him and fucking, I'll set his whole fucking house on." And I'd be like, "Bro, that's fucking evil and dark, bro." And I mean, it's just like the Scorpio takes that to the extreme. There, they feel things with such extremes. Like, bro, why are you talking like that? But yeah, that Scorpio energy is like, I'll, yeah, I'll fucking go over there and fucking cut everybody's head off. And I need you to understand, my stepbrother is 6'9", 290 pounds. From the time he was 13 years old when I met him, and he's just a few months younger than me. This motherfucker was 6'4", 6'5" at 13 years old. He ended up being 6'9", fucking 290 pounds. So when this motherfucker said he's finna go cut somebody's head off, like, you gotta understand, he is capable of it. And so I'm like, man, hell. Brandon, he's a great guy now, though. Like, he's gotten really a hold of his stuff. He's found God. He himself has really got into his religion and got into his Bible, and that's really helped him. But you know, he was very angry when we were young. Like, he had that Scorpio energy, and that motherfucker would just say something like, really, like, I'll, oh, that cat is getting on my fucking nerves. I'll go in there and fucking skin that cat and cook it. And I'm like, bro, you fucking too big to be. Like, who's gonna hold you down? Like, hell nah. Hell nah. Them Scorpio motherfuckers is a trip for real, bro. Like, they be like that. You gotta be careful with full moons. They trigger people, you know. Even if it's not directly triggering their placements. Now, those full moons just have extreme energies to where it can make it be something that's different right there. We let it make it as long as we could. We let him make it as long as we could, y'all. I try to be nice, but I had to block it. I had to let him go. But yeah, that should be crazy, man. But yeah, you got to be careful with them full moons. They can really get people into some negative behavioral processes, and it can really be dangerous for some people. And so, yeah, you got to be careful with that. Smile right now. Smile right fucking now. I still, you know what I'm saying? I'm feeling myself right now. I don't know what it is. I'm feeling myself. You said if I ever was going to make a series on part of fortune in each house. Yes, I am. I have to get back to writing again. I was just talking to my lady about that. I think this Mars and Leo will trigger that eventually, but I have to get back into writing my videos again. And dropping content like that again. And so, yes, I definitely will, before or around the beginning of the year, I'm going to start dropping content as far as pre-recorded content. I'm still going to come live also, but I'll be doing pre-recorded content at least one day a week also. So I'll have to put a production day in. And that's just what I spent so much time on production. I got so burnt out, y'all. I made 400 videos in 1 year. Like, and each one of those videos is 3 to 5 pages that I had to write. And then even beyond those 3 to 5 pages that I had to write, it might take anywhere from 2 to 6 hours to record each video. And I was putting out 4 or 5 videos a week, and they were like, that shit was just so draining. So once I got to a certain point to where I had all of the major placements, I was just like, man, let me take a step back, man. And so that's why I come live so much. Is because live also allows us to interact with each other. And a lot of people don't know is that you once you get on YouTube, you can't just automatically go live. Once you start a YouTube channel, you can't just go live. You have to meet certain ramifications. Some people, I heard somebody say you have to have 50 but subscribers now. When I started, you have to be monetized to go live. They might have changed it now, but 5 years ago when I started on YouTube, and a lot of people have been here for 10, 15 years, but 5 years ago when I started on YouTube, I you had to be monetized in order to go live. And so I built so much, like, I'm gonna get monetized, I'm gonna do this, and you don't make shit. I need some of y'all to hit that super sticker, the super thanks, or the super chat while we're here, by the way. Hit that motherfucking super sticker, that super thanks, or the super chat so we can get our monthly quota in. But either way, once you put that out, you also have to be very careful with what you do. I've had a lot of videos that got copywritten because of samples I had and the beats I had in there and stuff like that. And so we've had that, but to be able to go live is a privilege on YouTube. Not everybody can go live like Facebook or anybody else. Goddess J Reed, I'm only here right now, but I've just started a Twitch where I'll be streaming over there sometimes, and I'm also gonna I'm gonna have to go to start doing TikToks. I try not to because I don't like them TikTok motherfuckers. Really, TikTok is not as bad as Twitter. Them Twitter astrology motherfuckers are the most annoying, lying, no no knowledge having stupid motherfuckers in the history of the world. Like, I hate them Twitter motherfuckers. But I'm on Facebook for the most part in here, but I'm old school. So I've actually had my financial advisor tell me that I need to be getting behind paid walls. I need to be behind putting a lot of videos behind paywalls as far as on Patreon, and that I need to be expanding because we're still going to have so many people here, but we can do that and leave people here also at the same time. And so we've gotten to where we've built up a beautiful following here over the last 4 or 5 years. And so it's just time to start expanding and doing more things. My financial advisor said, hey, you have such a unique energy. You have such a unique personality, along with the gift that you have of understanding, that, and with the look and everything else, like, you would really do well on other platforms. And not everybody can do their thing on every platform, but you have the type of energy that can do well on most platforms. I appreciate it, Goddess J Reed. That's a pleasure. You family. Now I gotta make you a mod. You earned it. Now everybody gonna say, look, I didn't hit her on accident. I didn't actually fucked up. I tried to make her a mod and then I hit her. There we go. Goddess J Reed, are you still here? I accidentally hit you and then hey, I appreciate it, MH. You had another question or you was just showing love? Oh yeah, showing love. Appreciate it. My bad. I'm sorry. What's up, Rayo? But yeah, we here. As above, so be known. Welcome to the Vibe Tribe. You are now a part of the PrIcElEs family. But yeah, I just been riding, and so I just need to, it's time for me to expand my portfolio, get outside of this. And I also, if I need to attract new clients too. You know, I get a lot of clients from here and from Facebook, but you know, the problem is there's people that are content creators. They are YouTubers. Me, I am an astrologer, a true astrologer. I teach it. I preach it. I mean, I have apprentices that are here with Jade, with Love 12. Like, I have my own apprentices that are here and that have their own channels. But I am an astrologer who makes content. I use content as a way of advertising and as a way of marketing. And I happen to have a great personality for the content. And I like to come on here and shoot the shit and shit like this. But ultimately, my business professionally is an astrologer. You know what I'm saying? And so I have to get a lot more tech savvy to really work with those platforms the way that I am. I'm not very tech savvy, to be honest with you. I'm old school, and I only type with 2 fingers, so I'm not very tech savvy. But I've been hearing spiritually that if I want to go to the next level, you better get tech savvy. You know, I'm a Mars in Capricorn. I always want to expand. I always want to make sure that my business is flourishing. And so I've actually I've actually been hearing spiritually like, nigga, you better get tech savvy. Like you all of that I'm not tech savvy is an excuse for you to stay within your comfort zone. And I have a Cancer midheaven, so it's real easy for me to do that. It's like, well, you know, this is my comfort zone. YouTube is my comfort zone. I have this family that I've already built up. I don't want to start again with no subscribers and start doing like that's hard to do. But it's really an excuse to stay within your comfort zone and not expand to your full potential. And so that can be one of the reasons why Cancer being on the midheaven is one of the harder midheavens to have, being a Libra rising. And so for this right here, it's just like, man, you need to expand to your full potential. So that's going to take you getting out of your comfort zone and not doing what you're used to doing and what you've seen to work, and taking some risk and ultimately being somebody who can advance in that way. So that's definitely where I'm at with this. I appreciate it, MH. No, it's not too weird. I need this. I need that money. I need that money. We need the contributions. That's how the channel is able to keep doing this. How I'm able to be able to come and do this. So it's definitely appreciated. If you really want to contribute, go join the tribal council. That's the membership here for the channel. I think that's like $5 a month. But for those of y'all that really want to contribute to that in that way, go check that out. That's the membership tab. It's join. You can just press on there, join, not to subscribe, to join. I think it's like $5 a month. There's perks that come along with it as far as discounts for my services. But there's also where I'm going to start doing members only content, where I'm going to start giving exclusive advantages for the people that are gambling and things like that. I'm going to tell y'all the astrology of sporting events, of especially fights, all that type of stuff, so y'all can have an advantage when it comes to betting. And I'll be teaching things there also. And I've never been wrong. Y'all can actually go back and look and see for every fight that I've given an assessment of, and the election also, I have not been wrong. Not in any way, form, or fashion. Not even a little bit wrong. I've been spot on every time. And that's just because I understand what's going on energetically with it. And so you can always give yourself an advantage if you pay attention to the right things. And I'm going to put you on the path to pay attention to the right things. Goddess J. Reed, yes, I have thought about making ebooks. I need to. I don't even know what an ebook is, though. So that's one of those things, once again, where I myself need to break out of my comfort zone of just doing my thing. I need to get into making ebooks. I need to expand to a different platform. I need to, even though I've said it, I didn't want to do it, I need to get a website up to where people don't have to deal with me directly to order my services, and do that right there. But yeah, if y'all go look at the fights that I've given my assessment of, I haven't been wrong. If you look at the election, I haven't been wrong, and that separates from my personal feelings. I didn't, I respect it now because this is democracy. So before anybody comes in here and says Trump 2024, I don't give a fuck. I respect democracy. I was not for Donald Trump. I wasn't for Kamala Harris either, but I was against Donald Trump, like a lot of people. That's why they couldn't find themselves to vote for Kamala Harris. It's because there's no way that you can separate her principles, because she doesn't have, from Joe Biden's ineptitude. And so there's no way that she could develop policies of her own. She was just a character, and she had a lot of fight. But other than that, like, that's all she really had was a lot of fight. She didn't have any policies. She didn't have any way of making change. She didn't have any way of implementing anything that she could do to help America for real, because she didn't have time. She was just carrying out his agenda in the first place, because she came in the middle of an election where she was going to be his supporter. And so with her being his supporter and her being his vice president in that process, it didn't happen. So when he stepped down, all she did was carry on his campaign. And she just happened to have a stronger personality for his campaign because of his weaknesses. But other than that, there's no way she could have won. And so, because she can't offer anything revolutionary. And even though we've had Donald Trump before, Donald Trump offered a change in the least. So even for the people that aren't fans of his personality, and people who weren't fans of his antics, they were willing to overlook that because of the economy. And I told people for months leading up to the election, for all of y'all that have been here, I told y'all for months leading up to this, hey, the economy is the motherfucking thing that's going to make this important right here. It's the economy that is the determining factor in this. And so Donald Trump, using the economy, he got the Hispanics behind him, where they weren't going to be behind him before because he was talking about a wall. And now they don't, like, the way they see it is something completely different. So him getting that Hispanic vote changed everything within this election. And he did that by attacking the economy and the working class. And so appealing to the working class and the economy, a lot of people were willing to overlook. When you talk about people's money and their sense of security, they're willing to overlook a lot of that moral shit. People overlook morals for money every day. Hey, you know what? You know what I'm saying? This is the way the world is. You know, I would like to help you, but I can't because I got to keep this money to make sure I'm all right. And so people overlook morals for finances on a daily basis. And so this is something that is just a thing that humans tend to do. And so I knew this was going to happen. I talked about this on the election. When it came to the fight between Canelo Alvarez and or Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. With Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney is a better boxer than Ryan Garcia, but Ryan Garcia can do something that Devin Haney can't do. And if he got you wobbled, if he hits you and you cannot recover from that, then you can't fight anymore the way that you fought. And so once he hit Devin Haney, whether he was on Osterman or not, once he hit Devin Haney and his power was felt and Devin Haney was rocked, there was no response that Devin Haney could do anymore, and his equilibrium was off. He was hurt, and so he couldn't fight the way that he fought, which was smart before. And so instead, he has to try to slug. When you try to slug with Ryan Garcia and you're not a slugger, you're gonna get your ass hit again. And so he got completely out of his element. He got faked by Ryan Garcia and psyched out in the first place. Ryan Garcia messed with his mind, really got him tripping, got him thinking that Ryan Garcia was retarded and crazy and all this other stuff, which he was a little crazy, but he's probably just on drugs. And so he got him out of his game and thought he could just go in there and walk over Ryan Garcia when Ryan Garcia's actually beat him 3 times before. And so it's a psychological game that played out. You see how it played out. You see Terrence Crawford and Jamal Charlo. Jamal Charlo or Jamel Charlo. He wasn't trying to compete with Canelo Alvarez. He could, I said Terrence Crawford and Jamel Charlo. Pardon me. No, I'm talking about Canelo and Jermell Charlo, and then Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. But with Canelo and Jamel Charlo wasn't even trying. He was there for a payday. I told y'all that when I did the video, an hour long. I tell you, hey, he's here for a payday. He's here to secure the bag. He's not here to fight. This is not a fight for him, and Canelo was willing to do that. When it comes to Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence has a better chart for a fighter at that point, but Terrence Crawford had so much more of a dominant chart for that night, the transits, and he dominated Errol Spence in a way that Errol Spence could never return from. And so you just have to be able to look at the energy and really process those things. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. Hit the super sticker, the super thanks, or the super chat. We just getting started. I've been talking for a long time, and the moon is in Gemini. We haven't even got through the transits yet. We've been 2 hours in, and we ain't even got through the transits. Kicks Mechanic, hit it again. There you go. We missed you, Kicks. Kicks, drop that cash. Kicks, drop that cash. You love hearing me talk. That's why you're back. That's why I love you, Kicks. You love hearing me talk. And I have Mercury in Leo. So let me be accountable and say, yes, I love hearing myself talk. And I love watching and hearing people love to hear me talk. This is what I do. This is what I get paid to do, baby. And people love my voice. Let's just be real about that. And so before we hate, let's do it. Look, Kicks, I know you just came through the show, love, so I ain't going to get mad at you, Kicks. Welcome back, Kicks. Ain't nobody been showing no love like you, no way. Don't be deleting Kicks messages. Don't delete Kicks messages. Kicks just coming. Kicks talks that shit. Kicks comes in here. He just wanted to try to knock me off, see if he could get. But Kicks is all love. Kicks is gonna show love when nobody else ain't. That's real. Y'all let Kicks make it. Kicks might talk some shit, but Kicks is just trolling me to try to get me off my game. Kicks is gonna fucking show love even when nobody else is. When y'all in y'all's motherfucking pocketbook being cheap than a bitch, Kicks comes in here and shows love in the way that nobody else does. And so I have Mars in Capricorn. I'm a capitalist. I'll definitely allow it. Goddess J. Reed, thank you. But anyway, back to the motherfucking transits. Appreciate it, y'all. Appreciate it. Don't get for real. I'm emotional nigga though. Don't make me cry though. I'm trying to be gangster. I will start crying. I will start. I'm a Cancer. I will start crying real fast for real. I will cry. I'll cuss everybody out and cry, but I will cry. You good? Kicks know that they don't play about me. Kicks been here before. Kicks know y'all. Kicks know y'all don't play about me. Kicks know. No, Kicks know. Yeah, that's fam. Appreciate it, MH. MH say, don't be trying to talk about you the only dropper in the bro. You're not gonna drop. Y'all don't like for real. I need to go on Twitch so y'all can gift so we can gift subs. Then I can talk like these little young niggas these days. W's in the chat. W Kicks the mechanic. WMH. Might have like 2-3 midgets jump out behind me or something. You know what I'm saying? I could be that type of entertainer. I just be, instead of being on my OnlyFans talking on the signs, butt ass naked the way I've been lately, just, hey, I've been on there butt ass naked, oiled up. You understand? I got this cap on like this, oiled up like this, glistening. Except on my OnlyFans, I wear my grill. I don't like wearing my grill on here. That looks weird, but yeah, I be on OnlyFans. I got my grill on because I don't want to talk no shit. You can't mess up the money like we are here. On here, it's authentic. I got my grill on. I'm glistened up. But I don't fuck with Johnson & Johnson. You understand? I only used Dollar General blend baby oil. True value. But yeah, I be on there. And really, what I like to do is I like to make this concoction where it's baby oil and lotion, a little bit of baby oil and lotion and Vaseline and hydrocortisone, so you don't get no irritation. It takes away any redness and inflammation that you have. It makes your skin really, and you just rub that shit in there real good, and you be on that bit like that, and you just. You go to hitting it like that, and you go to hitting the signs. But yeah, niggas be doing too much though. But for real though, yeah, I be doing too much though. For real. Shout out to MH and Kicks the mechanic for real. MH said no Diddy. Nah. When it's on OnlyFans, it's all Diddy. It's all Diddy. Goddess J. Reed, you gotta get at me for the link. I'm just, for real though. I'll be on that bit. Yeah. I'll be on that bit butt naked. I ain't put out no new content in a while though, since my hernia came. Can't get too excited that hernia will pop out. Can't get too. Can't get too. It's hard to feel sexy. Hey, man, I was supposed to do a whole bunch of stuff before now. Y'all done got me in trouble, man. I'm supposed to be doing these transits. Sorry, I'm finna go through the transits real fast. For the rest of this time right here, I'm focusing on the transits. I'm gonna go through the transits real fast. We're gonna do the top 5 and then we out. All right, we'll be back on Monday. We got about an hour and a half left. But I just been talking way too fucking much. It's been a great talk, but I've been talking too much. You said, am I a June or a July? Okay, let me break this down for you as an astrologer. There's no such thing. I'm a June Cancer, but there's really no such thing as far as that. What we have for those that are really into astrology are deacons. So you have first deacon, second deacon, third deacon, right? And so yeah, I'm a June Cancer, but I'm from June. I'm the first deacon Cancer. 4 degrees Cancer. I'm the real Cancer, the moon Cancer. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, a real crybaby. I will cry. I will cry. I will fuck up your birthday. I will fight as a Cancer. This is the type of shit that Cancers do. I will get emotional and fight everybody and anybody once I get in my feelings. And I be in my feelings. My wife is a Capricorn. She says all the time, like, man, you in your fucking... It's not my fucking fault you're in your feelings all the time. That's my Capricorn. That's how the Capricorn, that's how she be handling. It's not my fault you're in your fucking feelings all the time. Get the fuck out of here. It is your fault. Shit. But yeah. Oh, I'm youthful. But I have one of those old souls that's that's youthful. I think I have a youthful spirit with an old soul, if that makes sense. I mean, that probably makes sense because that's exactly what you're saying. I feel like I've probably always had a youthful spirit. That's kind of how I am. I have a playful energy. You said like 35 a few years ago, yeah. But I appreciate it, though. No, they take everything personal. Capricorn, let me tell y'all something before we go any further. Capricorn and Cancer are the same. They might seem, Capricorn, Cancer are really the exact same. Cancers be wanting to be just like Capricorns because Cancers want to put on that front and act tough, but they don't realize Capricorns are really just like Cancers and they hate it. That's the problem. Capricorns are really sensitive. They fucking hate that shit. Capricorns and Cancers are really two sides of the same coin. Like, though, out of all of the axes and the polarities, Capricorn and Cancer are probably the most alike out of all of them. Gemini and Sagittarius, like, they're fun, but they're really actually a lot different. But Capricorns are just like Cancers, for real. Capricorns and Cancers are just alike. Really, when it boils down to it, it's like me and my wife are just alike, but in different ways, right? Like, she's more sociable than me, but she's mean. You get what I'm saying? Like, she can be around people and shit, but she's, like, rude to people. Me, I cannot be rude to people, but I don't like being around a lot of people. I don't really like people. We're opposites in every way. She's an Aries rising, and I'm a Libra rising. She's a Capricorn sun, I'm a Cancer sun. And it's exactly opposite. Like, she's 4 degrees, I'm 4 degrees. Her birthday's Christmas Day, my birthday's June 26th. You get what I'm saying? And so we got a lot of that shit going on to where we got a lot, but we have a lot of similarities too. You know, that we're able to deal with each other in a way. It's just like, she just mean in a motherfucker. And I'm not mean, but I'm not good. If that makes sense. Like, she's real and honest and she's actually good. She just mean. Me, I'm not mean, but I'm not good. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a good person now, but ultimately I'm mischievous. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm mischievous. I play. I'll lie. She won't do all that shit, but she's mean. No, like she's rude as a motherfucker. Like Capricorns be like, bitch, like she's rude as fuck. She'll tell on you. She'll snitch on you. She did look. I'm gonna tell y'all, and she's really proud. She did the ultimate Capricorn shit, and I'm gonna tell on her. About a month ago, she came home complaining about this girl she works with. Right? She hates that bitch. And she said, and I told that bitch, you got me fucked up. I'm gonna come for your job. And I was just like, damn, who says that? But I didn't really take note of it. And so like 2 weeks ago, she's like, yeah, corporate's here. They've been getting on that. They've been getting onto that bitch for being rude at work. That she, you know what I'm saying? So, and they pulled me to the office and they asked me about her. And they asked all of us really, but they pulled me to the office and asked me about her, how she does her job, how does she do as a lead, how is she, you know, and this is her supervisor. And I told them she ain't shit. She lies. Nobody likes her. She's always on the phone with her boyfriend on her job. She said, and I'm like, man, why did you? Why I got mad at her. I was like, man, why did you tell that messy shit? Like that shit's messy as fuck. Like, why did you tell on that girl at work? Like, why are you doing that? She's gonna get fired. She's like, I know she's gonna get fired. She's like, I told you, just like I told her, I'm coming for your job, and I'm and I promise you, I'm coming for that bitch's job. That's the most Capricorn shit. Like she said, I told you, just like I told her, I'm coming for that bitch's job. And I'm coming for that bitch's job. And sure enough, that bitch got fired and my wife got her job. She just got promoted last week. Like she got her like she's proud of that shit. I was like, man, that shit was dirty. But she's like, no, I told her, like, you got me fucked up, bitch. You shouldn't have pissed me off. I'm coming for your job, and I came for her job, and look. No, Capricorns work hard as fuck. Don't ever get it twisted. Capricorns work hard. Harder than everybody. They go harder than everybody, but they also tell on your ass. That's why they want you to go as hard as them. They want you to do everything the hard way like they do it. Bitch, ain't nobody got to do everything the hard way like you do it. That's what I work hard. Okay, I work smart. That's what you got to tell them sometimes. Like, Cameron, I work hard. No, I work smart, motherfucker. Shit, I'm taking a break. That's what she be doing. She'll get up. This is the Capricorn shit. My wife will get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and start doing laundry, start working and cleaning the house and shit. She'll try to wake all of us up. She'll wake me and all the boys up, wake us all up. Get up, it's time to start cleaning. Like, no, we not finna start cleaning. Like, it's Saturday. She's like, no, it's time to start cleaning. Get up. No, just because you mad at us because that's because she done started and she was fine when she first started, but she done got frustrated because she's like, damn, now it's like, and she's got started, so she's not gonna stop. So she's like, y'all get up and start. Nah, you chose to get up and start working. We are choosing not to get up and start working. Like, we're not doing that shit. Sometimes that's what you gotta do with a Capricorn. Sometimes, like, well, just because you do that shit the hard way. Like, she'll pass by every fucking at our condos. She'll pass by every easy parking space and then stop and parallel park. Like, why are you doing the hard shit? Like, why are you parallel parking? Like, man, you better park over there. That shit gives me anxiety. I hate parallel parking. You just make me think you finna hit one of these people. Like, I don't want to get into it with the neighbors because you didn't park their car. You didn't fucking parallel parked into them. You said, are cusp a thing? Like, does it mean cusp are a thing for houses? As far as signs, cusps aren't really a thing. You're either 0 degrees one sign or 29 degrees the other sign. But there are deacons. Those deacons can change the flavor of that sign. And you also have to look at, if you're going to look at, in Vedic astrology, they have dashas. And dashas, each one of the dashas and mahadashas and pratadashas and all of that shit adds things to the day for that. And so cusps are not real, but there are house cusps. You can adjust and have a house cusp. But sign cusps, no. Your girl's birthday is October 24th. Your girl is a Scorpio through and through. She's not even on the cusp. She's like a 2-degree Scorpio. 2 or 3 degrees Scorpio. She's in there all the way. That's not even cusp. She's a Scorpio for real. Scorpio. Crazy than a motherfucker. Intense, deep, sexy, all of that stuff that comes with Scorpio, yeah. Yo, girl, Scorpio. Extra. Yeah, all of that shit. Your girl is Scorpio. Tell her she ain't gonna be always looking through your shit, trying to investigate your phone and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what the Scorpio's trying to do. They always trying to investigate you. The Scorpio, that's all they want to do is, as soon as they start having feelings for you, now they don't trust you no more. Y'all used to be so cool until they caught feelings, and then they catch feelings, and now they don't trust you. Like, get your crazy ass back up. Sometimes you gotta tell them, back the fuck up. And if it's one thing Scorpio's gonna do, is get that scorpion tatted. It's gonna be on a matter of time. Scorpios and Leos, them Leos gonna get that lion tatted. Them Scorpios gonna get that scorpion tatted. It's almost guaranteed. Double A, my motherfucking, where you been? Double A, I've been missing you. Double A. Nigga, y'all excuse my language. Where the fuck you been, bro? I've been missing you. And I was wondering if you was white or black. That black hand lets me know that you one of us. It don't matter, but I'm just saying. I always wondered that, but now I can tell. Now I gotta stand up real fast. Hold on. Look, Scorpio rising hate looking like as we give a fuck. No, I like Scorpio rising. Scorpio rising is really, y'all got the look and y'all got the intensity and y'all got the lifestyle, but y'all ain't as crazy as the rest of them Scorpio placements. Like Venus in Scorpio is batshit crazy. I got one, I know it. I'm not Venus Scorpio, but I got one. You know what I'm saying? Actually, I have a son that's Venus in Scorpio. I have a daughter that's Venus in Scorpio and Mars in Scorpio. Both of them, my son and my daughter, are Venus and Mars in Scorpio. And my wife is Venus in Scorpio. So I know. These Venus and Scorpios is crazy than a motherfucker. Well, we need to manifest some beautiful things for you, Double A. We've been missing you, family. For real, I said, man, Double A done fell off. He over there with Dolo in the motherfucking soul group, putting motherfucking airplanes in the chat. I said, I knew this nigga done fell off. That's what he been doing. I said, Double A done fell off. Nigga done went over there with Dolo. Just Dolo. Like, nah, hell nah. That's where CuNnInG been. Look, last time, nah, I better not say that. Last time I said that, CuNnInG hit me up in my inbox, said, don't fucking play with me. Don't call me out like that no more, nigga. I go where the fuck I wanna go. So what you see me with Dolo and them? You ain't my nigga. Look, look at CuNnInG. CuNnInG is Palace WF Crystals, y'all. But yeah, that's what CuNnInG did. She hit me up, said, nigga, don't be calling me out in front of everybody like that, nigga. Yeah, I was over there with Dolo and them. Nigga over there. Now my boy Dolo be over there in a fever dream. That nigga be in a fever dream. He been doing better for some time, but that nigga be in a fever dream. No hate to him, though. All love to him. I hope he prospers in everything that he does. You dig? But yeah, if I catch y'all over there, you already know what's up. If I catch my people over there and his shit, it's up. I'm calling you out. Goddess J Reeds. Well, here's the thing. Who the fuck is Ari Deborah? My daddy. Sorry, I got a cousin coming out of the blue. That shit is so awkward, ain't it though? I got somebody hit me up. Hey, what's up, fam? How you been doing? Your daddy is my cousin. Okay, my daddy is your cousin. I heard about everything you're doing. Like, what did you hear? I ain't got no money. That's all I gotta say. I ain't got no money. Like, that's as soon as they hear right there, just what you didn't hit. Hey, cuz, your dad. I hope you're doing good. Your daddy is my cousin. Yeah, my daddy is your cousin. You be hitting my daddy up. I'm my daddy's son, but my daddy is your cousin. MH, you said, am I in Texas or Louisiana? I'm from Texas, but I don't live in Texas. I live far away from there. No, I live in Narnia. You got to go through your mama's closet. But yeah. That's where we like that. Yeah, you can like Dolo. I like Dolo. I mean, we used to have like this thing, but I don't have any negativity towards him. What we do is completely different. But yeah, no, I have no negativity towards anybody. I wouldn't be able to do what I do if Dolo didn't do what he's done for the past 10 years. So I could never be disrespectful to Dolo and what he's done. That doesn't mean I don't think I'm better than him. Or, you know what I'm saying? I'm that type, though. You know what I'm saying? I'll always respect and pay homage, but I'm the real deal. This ain't a fever dream. You know, Dolo, Uncle Fernando, those are guys all that I took a little bit from when I was, decided I was going to do this. Those are guys I took inspiration from and said, hey, I can do what I'm going to do because they do it. And now I can do it my way because they did it their way. So if there weren't guys like Uncle Fernando and Dolo and Astro Finesse and even Edwin Leonard, all of those guys, Hannah's Elsewhere, Alyssa Sharp, OJC Astrology, Butterfly to Light, Kara's Love Techniques. If all of those people haven't done what they done, I would never be able to do what I've done. So I always pay homage to them. But the NBA was a certain type of way till Michael Jordan came, right? You had Magic Johnson, you had Larry Bird, you had Dr. J, you had Moses Malone, you had so many badass, but Michael Jordan was Michael Jordan. And so let's just say it like that. They was here. But when I've been in the game, I've been Michael Jordan. You hear me? Now, what's the top 5 for today? The top 5 for today is the PrIcElEs top 5 most cunning placements in astrology. Not the smartest, not the most intelligent, no, not the most knowledgeable, the most cunning. And I use those words specifically because I like to use words deliberately. Now, you said Uncle Fernando is hilarious. Uncle Fernando is the OG. I ain't gonna do my Uncle Fernando impression today, but Uncle Fernando is the OG. I actually do the best Uncle Fernando impression that we'll ever see, but I ain't gonna do him like that today. I ain't gonna do him like that today. I ain't got time to do Uncle Fernando, but shout out to the OG, man. Fernando Pradhon, the people's astrologer. You know what? what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little drink. Now my doctor said I can have two two vodka with cranberries a day because the cranberry actually helps with your kidneys. Because the cranberry actually helps with your kidneys. And yes, I know I have liver failure. I know, but if you just quit cold turkey, it can be very shocking to the system. And so what I'm gonna do? Hold on. Oh yeah, delicious. This is not quite strong enough. Could you make me a little? uh, this is my whole team. I actually have a team. We're working on a play right now. She's just gonna give me a little more. This just needs a little bit more vodka in this cranberry because the more I get, the more my gift comes out. And my doctor did say if I have two vodka cranberries a day, I'm okay. But three might be toxic. But two is actually the right formula. And I have to do things the correct way because it's all about the particulars. I am a Virgo, and Virgo is the smartest sign. And if I was 10 years younger, I would have sucked that doctor's dick right there. That's what if I was 10 years younger, I would have sucked that doctor's dick. What? Hold on. Hey, yo, Unc. CuNnInG, you leaving? Where you going, CuNnInG? You Dolo must have started his live. No, I'm just playing. Sorry. But yeah, Uncle Fernando. No, I'm taking care. What do you mean take care? Take care of what? You done scared me. Did you see some crazy shit that scared me? I hate when people y'all do that. Y'all, I'm real sensitive to that. Like, you start scaring me. Like, you talking about take care. Am I good? No, look all right. Did you see something in my aura? You see angels behind me or something? Why did you say take care, CuNnInG? But yeah, Uncle Fernando, for real, that nigga just say some out of pocket ass shit real quick and say, one thing you never know about a Pisces moon man. One thing you never know about a Pisces moon man is he loves to eat pussy. The only one that loves it more is maybe Venus and Leo, but this man has both. That's what Uncle Fernando say. There's no man like a Pisces moon. Yes, he lives in La La Land, but there's no man like Pisces moon that eats pussy like this. This is a man who eats pussy for sport. Now, if they're gay, they suck dick too, but I only know by experience. But my student, he had a Pisces moon, and he and I developed an inappropriate relationship. But that's a whole different story. But yes, back to the Virgo woman. You're like, what, bro? Why did you go off on that tangent like that? And you say, or you can turn on and say, Edward Leonard here. Edward Leonard here. And you came for another dissertation of the sun in the fourth house. And first of all, I want to thank everyone that's donated for my journey. I am moving across the country from hotel to hotel. You'd be like, Edward, we cannot hear you. And then by the time you get done, you'd be like, dang, he said a whole bunch of stuff. You'd be like, but this was a dissertation. And remember, the stars fell, but they never impale. You'd be like, Edward. Edwin. It's Edwin, not Edward. Edwin. You've been in a hotel room for 10 years. Yeah, you turn them comments off. Edward Lerner don't want you playing with him in the comments. That nigga finna give you that straight knowledge, straight unadulterated, straight dissertation. This is a dissertation on the Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio. And so basically, what you have with the Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio is there can be murderous tendencies. There can be sexual deviancy. There is a possibility of abuse. But one thing I did notice is my grandmother, who was a Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio, she liked to cook squirrels. Yeah, yes. I do think that is something that is worth thinking. And yes, you be like, Edwin Lerner, what are you talking about? But you know who the black Edwin Lerner is? Astro Finesse. he has like good thumbnails and shit, and like the graphics in his video is good. But Astro Finesse ain't got himself. That nigga personality is Edwin Lerner like a mother. Like what? Astro Finesse. And you got Gemini Brown. You got all of them. They're all awesome. They're all awesome. I actually got my first break on YouTube from Hannah. Hannah's elsewhere. She put my video, my face on her Pluto in the first house video. In the video, she was showing examples of Pluto with people with Pluto in the first house, and she took my picture. She asked people that were that she knew to send her pictures, and she sent them in, and she used my picture. So I was like, dang. But yeah, all of that. That was years ago. It's like 7 or 8 years ago. But yeah, we've been doing this thing for a while now. See, I done got all off topic. It's since Mercury has been retrograde, I have not been on topic for one day, y'all. MH, send me an email at mr.turner1300@gmail.com. That's MR, period, TURNER 1300@gmail.com. All right, do that. I'll send you a price list. We'll go from there. But back to this. Oh yeah, I forgot you've been talking to me. I know you've been talking to me. I remember you said you was in Michigan and you had that situation. I remember you said that. I remember that. Now I know who you are. Now I know who you are in my emails. You've been saying some real freaky shit in those emails, man. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. For real, I gotta stop playing though so much. Once this full moon is over and Mercury retrograde's over, I'm gonna be on task. I'm gonna be. Nah, bro, don't be freaky with me. Hold on. Nigga said I'm freaky, bro. See, you see how shit took a turn for the worse real quick? Like, he's like, nah, yes, sir. I'm freaky, bro. Like, no, we did not get freaky, bro. Edwin Lerner is. I think he's struggling, to be honest. Uncle Fernando's definitely struggling. He's deteriorated in the last few years. His health, especially, and his situation also. But Uncle Fernando gonna keep on lying though. Sometimes I don't feel as bad for Uncle Fernando as I do for other people, because Uncle Fernando be lying. He be like, I just wrote a play and I just talked to my team and they're working on it, and he's laying on a bed in the shelter. Like what, bro? You are literally in a home. I can see you in the homeless shelter right now, bro. And you talking about your team. Like, it's time to fire some of them. It's time to fire somebody. And I'm not making fun of him. I'm saying that's seriously, like, you got to be real with yourself sometimes. Sometimes when we've been in those grand placements, like, well, we have to remember, we got to forget who we used to be and start looking at our current situation and figuring out how we can make some changes. And that's the problem with some of us is we get caught up in our. He probably did have a theater company at one point. He probably did have a team of astrologers. He really did have a wave because he has that personality. He has that type of sauce. Uncle Fernando does. He's a bad motherfucker if he can have himself right, but he obviously struggles with substances, and so unless somebody can tell him no and keep him away from the substances, he's gonna have those issues. And so with him, um, I wish I could touch him. I wish I could save Uncle Fernando. Like me and him together. But I, I ain't with that, with that extra shit. But I'm just saying, he's somebody I wish I could save. But there, you have to want to do it yourself. And he's probably had so many people that have tried to save him and waste so much money on trying to do that. But once that addiction gets in you like that, it's just real hard to shake. And you can see Uncle Fernando I play about it, but you can see Uncle Fernando make 5 or 6 permission statements in one video as far as drinking or doing substances. He'll light 2 or 3 joints. He'll get up and get high, come back with the nose fucked up. He'll drink 3, 4 drinks, and he'll be like, I'm not supposed to be drinking, but it really does help me with my gift. I mean, I play about that, but that's stuff he's really said. That's why I said those things. My doctor did say I am having trouble with my liver, but my doctor did say I could have one drink that to quit cold turkey would shock my system. And so he really has those issues that he really needs to contend with. And so it's just hard for him, man. You said, what's better, Zoom or Skype? Zoom. Now, back to this. Mercury still retrograde, Sagittarius. Mercury's going to be retrograde until Sunday. So that means it's not going to really move anymore. It's here at 6 degrees. It's going to station at 6 degrees. And then it'll start moving forward in about a week or so. And then within about 3 weeks, like 15 days, that's when... Oh, for my reading, Zoom. We can do whatever one you want, though. Just shoot the mic. But yeah, Mercury is going to be there at about 6, 7 degrees. It's going to hover right there between 6 and 7 degrees for about a week or so. And then in about 2.5 weeks, Mercury will start moving for real again. And we'll get back to regular schedule stuff. This is all stuff we wouldn't been over again. Mercury's in Sagittarius, so people are going to be blunt. They're going to be cussing people out. There's going to be some things where people are only hearing what they want to hear and seeing what they want to see, and that's going to cause some issues. And then also people wanting better, and so that can make people restless. So there's going to be a certain restlessness that comes with this Mercury retrograde, with this right here. And this one was actually not as hard on short distances and on cars as other Mercury retrogrades because it's Sagittarius, but the people that were having long distance traveling, that might have presented some issues for them, whether it be delays, whether it be other type of issues. There might have been some minor problems with traveling. But ultimately, this just makes people more blunt than is necessary. Sometimes you do need to employ some tact. It's okay to be honest, but being honest doesn't mean what you're saying is true or that it's right to be said. And sometimes that's a lesson that needs to be learned. So definitely. So we look at it like that. Mercury is sextile to Venus and trine to Mars over this next few days. And so Mercury sextile to Venus, and Venus being in Aquarius, this is where you just learn stuff new. This right here is also where it can be positive in a certain instance, even though it's Mercury retrograde. Mercury being in this sextile to Venus, I wouldn't say it makes people polite, but I would say that it makes people not care so much about you being rude. People aren't going to take it as personally. Because it's Sagittarius and Aquarius, sometimes this would give people tact. It would give them some awesome verbalization skills, and it really helps. But with this right here, it's more or less like people aren't going to take it personally. You can say however you want to say it, and nobody's going to get in their feelings about it unless you're deliberately disrespecting them. And so this is kind of how it is. Mercury trine to Mars, though. That's the courage. well, really, that's not even the courage to speak up. Because they're both retrograde, this is audacity. Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius, Mars retrograde in Leo. This is audacity. And sometimes audacity will get you into trouble. This is why this retrograde can be like that. Like, really? And you have to understand this is fire, so it's personal. People, people's ego are involved. And when people's ego gets involved in situations, people respond accordingly, and that creates issues in and of itself. All right? Hey, for real, I appreciate the love, MH. I appreciate it to the fullest. For real, for real. Now, what else do we have? Damn, it's 3 o'clock. Or it's not even 3 o'clock where y'all are. It's probably 5 o'clock for some of y'all and 2 o'clock for the other people. Maybe 4 o'clock for some of y'all. But yeah. That's what that is. Venus is at 7 degrees of Aquarius. Venus in Aquarius is friendly, but it's not too personal. This is where you want people to be free to love you however they want to love you. And sometimes that has different definitions than what you expected. But you still have to cherish it right here. So this is really where freedom and love really come together to make something beautiful. And if you can allow people to be free to express themselves in the way that they want to express themselves, you might get a more genuine expression of love instead of trying to make love fit to your circumstances or your expectations. And so ultimately that is something that's really helpful for that. Dang, y'all, this is crazy. We've had a great talk today. Like, even though we've not been on task this has been a great talk today. Like, for real. It has been. It's been one of those live streams, like, dang, today, like, after I get done, I'll have a really positive feeling about this no matter what happens, because we just had, like, a great talk. There was a great energy. And I stayed really composed. So I'm proud of myself in there too. Like, seriously, I was thinking, like, man, no matter what the trolls, I handled those appropriately today. Even when it got religious and we talked about it, like, I handled that beautifully without being disrespectful of anyone and their beliefs, and while also expressing my concern with systems and with the way things are, while being myself authentically. I think I represented very well for all of that today. So I'm really happy with that. We just had some of y'all tune in that hadn't been here in a while. ThErApY is good. CuNnInG is here. Watkins Cat House is smiling. It is a good motherfucking day. See, sometimes you need this shit. Sometimes you just got to clear the bullshit out and just say, hey, man, it's all been a learning experience. Sometimes you just need to talk. Also, this full moon, sometimes you just need to fucking talk. And sometimes you don't need to talk. You just need to communicate how you feel. And people do that in different ways. Some people do it artistically. And so right now it's been great for me to do that because this is triggering for me. The sun is in my 3rd house. Then the moon is going to come into that full moon right there in my 9th house. And it's going to pass over my Chiron. And Jupiter is actually sitting on top of my Chiron. My Chiron is 15 degrees Gemini in my 9th house. So Jupiter is sitting right there on my Chiron. So the healing that comes from this, even though we haven't been on task and it's been chaotic, this has been one of those days for me that has actually been healing for me in talking to y'all. And it's really helped me reaffirm what I'm doing and why I'm here. And so this has been great. Just so you know it. And I love y'all. And I'm so grateful for your presence. Just so you know that. Hold on. Just a second. Hold on. Anyway, oh, that just made me upset. Oh, that just hurt. But just gotta take it how I take it. Money, man. Money's tight for this Christmas. I hate fucking Christmas because of money, man. I hate being stressed about money. You know? But it is what it is. I'm blessed. I'm smiling. I'm, yeah, well. I'm probably gonna get cussed out by my sister. My assistant. Bet. All right, I'm good with this. I'm good with this. Never mind. Anyway, hold on. MH said, question: your buddy had fights started from neighbor to neighbor, a Taurus and a neighbor Aries. Who will win? I don't know. You can't judge off of that. You'd have to look by Mars and all of that. The Aries will definitely fight. Taurus is stubborn. It depends on how the fight starts, really. Taurus, if it lasts longer, it favors the Taurus. If it's at the beginning, it favors the the Aries. And so if the Aries goes and attacks and it's scared and it makes the Taurus not want to deal with that shit and it's quicker and they get them out of the way, then the Aries. But if it's something that's sustainable and it goes past the first few seconds, the first 25 or 10 seconds, that's a long time for a fight. But if it goes past the first 10 or 15 seconds, then the Taurus has an advantage. But I wouldn't judge off of that. You'd have to look at the Mars and their moons, to see what type of meanness a person has. And it's not just the Mars, it's the moon. The moon is definitely important there. So I would definitely look at their moon and their Mars and see what type of individual that I'm dealing with before I did that. Your Taurus friend is probably patient. Taurus is probably solid, but an Aries, it sucks that, us, because they're our friend, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, but because they're our friends, because they're in the right, we always want the person who's in the right or our person to win because that's right. It sucks. Like it's like, man, that motherfucker didn't do nothing wrong. That motherfucker started a fight, so that other motherfucker kicked his ass and finished it. That's not always how it goes, though. Sometimes that motherfucker that starts the fight whoops the neighbor's ass, assaults him. You know what I'm saying? And it gets fucked up. So there's no way to tell. It just depends on what type of Taurus they are. Hey, my bad, Goddess J Reed. I'm sorry, baby. You said, before I go, can I mention something about the whole Aquarius Pisces cusp part? Oh, what I was going to say about that, I'm not going to go. I still have to do the top 5. I haven't even done my top 5 yet. We're just going to be here a little bit later today. But, ooh, that little bird. Anyway, see how it froze up real quick. As far as Aquarius Pisces cusp, do you have both Aquarius and Pisces placements? A lot of the times that's why you resonate with that so much, is do you have both? Because if you're on the Aquarius and Pisces cusp, you might have some placements in Pisces, some placements in Aquarius. You could be an Aquarius with Venus in Pisces, or you can be a Pisces with Venus in Aquarius, or you could be a Pisces with Mercury in Aquarius. So you really have to look at that. Like my son, he is a Pisces rising with Aquarius sun in the 12th house, right? And so he has Aquarius placements and he has Pisces placements, and he has a concentration of both in the 1st and the 12th house. And so both of those play out for him prominently. But because he has those concentration right there, because he's a Pisces, he's a Aquarius sun, but a Pisces rising, and he has all of those placements in Pisces, like that really makes a difference. And because of his age, he has Neptune in Pisces, and so and Uranus in Pisces. So those things right there actually add a whole different dynamic to the mix with it. What's up, Anthony? Now let me get back to this. We gotta do this, finish this before we go. But yeah, that's Venus in Aquarius. Venus is opposite to Mars. Mars is retrograde in Leo at 5 degrees. And so Venus opposite to Mars, it can just be like, it's like what you want to do, it conflicts with what works. Really. You know, what works right now is to be inventive and to be ask for other people's help and to work as a team and all this stuff. But with Mars and Leo, you don't want to work. You want to do it yourself. You want the glory. You want the fame. You want to win. You want, it's like you. It's you. And that can really be helpful in some situations. Sometimes when your ego and your pride are involved, and you're like, "Hey man, I'm gonna grit it out. I'm gonna make this happen." You can manifest some amazing things. But right now, there's just a conflict between the two. And so, how can you use your special want to help on a team or or do a collaborative effort with in a relationship even? And so, how can you take that and use them together? You know what I'm saying? Hold on, I gotta call my baby. I gotta call my baby. Let me call my baby. Let me call my baby. Let me call my baby real quick. What's up, Deuce? Deuce? What? What's wrong with him? What do you want me to send you the money to, baby? To Okay, I love you. I'll send you some money right now. Bye-bye. Bye. But anyway, yeah. You have Aquarius and Pisces placements, so that's why you identify with Aquarius Pisces club cusp. It happens, you know. That's why you identify with it so much, as far as it resonates with your personality and how your life plays out. Yeah, Mars at 5 degrees of Leo, y'all. It's just like ego is really involved, and that can be helpful, but it also slows down progress. It makes things extra. Things get exaggerated. It makes things more complicated than it has to be. And you know, with this being retrograde, sometimes this can be a lack of confidence. This is Mars retrograde, so there can be a lack of confidence that's really plaguing some people. It's like you could do so much if you could just find the confidence in yourself. And you don't need to look for it in anybody else. There's a tendency to do that. It's look for somebody to make you feel confident. You want validation when you just need absolution. And there's a difference in validation and absolution. And so you really need to be absolute in how you express your energy. Hold on, I gotta send my baby some money. Oh, everybody wants money, man. She want that money. The money. I need y'all to send me some money. Somebody pin my Cash App. I need y'all to send me some money. I gotta send my girl some money. I don't want to send her money. Hey, one of y'all go send your girl some money right now or shut up. Dang, I think I just sent some money earlier. Hold on, how much did she say to send? Y'all hold up. We're still gonna do the top 5. I know we've been here for a long time. We're still gonna do the top 5, I promise. We'll do it quick, but we're gonna do it. Okay, she said send her that. Now I get it. I done sent her a lot of fucking money. But she done gave me a lot of fucking kids. But yeah, man, I done sent her a lot of fucking money. We're going to trick with that money tonight. She's going to do some tricking. And I got it. So I guess it ain't tricking. It's just fun. Yeah, she's going to do something a little strange for that change. I ain't tell it in front of y'all because she probably know I'm on live, but I'm telling y'all now. She gonna have to do a little something for that. She gonna have to do a little something for that. With that network. She's a Capricorn. She ain't gonna do shit. She's gonna remind me of all the times that she's gave me money or... Hold up. MH, you said, do I like to work out? I have a hernia, so I can't really work out a lot anymore, but I still do like 700 push-ups. Or I do 750 push-ups 4 times a week, and I do 500 on Sundays. Just because I don't like the feeling of going 2 days without doing it. But I do a lot of push-ups now. That's it. That's all I really do. Just keep the fat from that I'm gaining from looking nasty, and just so it sits on me bulky, nice, and I still have my muscles in my chest and my arms. And so it's basically yeah, just making sure that the weight that I've gained sits on me right. And it does, thankfully. But yeah, staying on top of me so my chest, you can have a gut, right, if your arms and your shoulders and your chest are big and muscular. Because then that's just a nice, that's just a man. But, if it gets sloppy and out of control, that's different. So that's what I do is I basically stay on top of my push-ups. I do lots and lots and lots of push-ups so that I'm still swole up here as far as my traps, my shoulders, and my chest and my arms. And that way I can have a gut, which I do, but it is right. But yeah, y'all, that's Mars and Leo. Jupiter is retrograde at 15 degrees of Gemini. And like I said, that's why I'm talking so much. But ultimately, Jupiter in Gemini, it's stimulating and all of that shit. But when it goes retrograde, it's just like, what's it all for? Like, how do you make this productive? How do you do anything productive with all of this energy that's out here? And it's hard to. This shit is chaotic, it's messy, it's sloppy, and there's this feeling like a lot of times like this has all been stupid. It's been for nothing. Like all of this talk that they've had about these drones. And they've been worried. They're like, this, and then the other day they came out, and then yesterday they came out and said, well, these are not from another country. They're from they might be from some type of independent tech or something, but this is not a threat. And maybe they're just lying to people, but still, it's just like all of this talk for nothing. There's nothing you can do about it. You haven't shot them down. You haven't done anything to them. They're still there. They came, and whatever they did, they came and did it. You get what I'm saying? Whatever they came to do, whether it's ominous or not, they came and did it. So there's nothing that you can do about it now. And it's just like all of these hearings, all of this stuff, it's moot. And it's also for some bullshit because of the real stuff they're not going to tell you. If it was a real public safety threat, they wouldn't tell you because they don't want people to panic. And so they use things to control the narrative. MH, you said, do I eat specific foods or just any kind? No, I be fucking up. I do not eat healthy at all. I eat horribly. I eat horrible. I love food. I have horrible eating habits. Like, for real. And then Jupiter is square to Saturn, man. And so this is definitely where it's just like you feel like you're going in circles. It feels like there is no progress. It's like 2 step forward, 2 step back, 2 step forward, 2 step back, or it just feels like you're going in circles, and it's just like there's confusion, and there's so much going on in the world and with you that you just don't. Sometimes you don't know where to begin, but you got to do something, and so there's all this energy there, but that energy creates anxiety, and that anxiety really starts to fuck with you, and that can hinder progress. So yeah, Jupiter square Saturn is just like getting in your own way. And how do you do that with Pisces energy? Through worrying. So yeah, what is Saturn in Pisces? Saturn in Pisces is fear. But it's not just fear. Saturn in Pisces is also realizations for a lot of people. It's just like you realize that there's certain stuff that you have to deal with now. And you've tried to ignore it or lie about it or avoid it for so long that you fooled yourself. But now here it is. You can't fool yourself anymore. Like it's right in your face, and it feels like life is picking on you, but it's not. It's just the stuff that you didn't take care of. It's just karma. but it's not consequential, because karma's not consequential. Karma is just processional. It's just a process. It's just what happens when you when you neglect this part of your life for this long. This is what happens. You do drugs for this long, health happens. You do drugs, you might die. You you lie, you might get caught up. You fucking don't pay your bills, you might get put the fuck out. There's things happen. If you don't, work on your relationship with people, there's gonna be issues. If you have resentment inside of you that you haven't dealt with, you're gonna have fucked up relationships. This is something that you have to learn in the process of all of this, and it's your opportunity to do so. Life is not picking on you. The universe is not out to get you. You're not a victim of circumstance. You're just a part of the process. So you need to learn how to process things healthily. And that's what Saturn and Pisces wants you to do is, hey, man, deal with your shit. Deal with your shit. And it's not about what's happening externally, because the world is a crazy place. But all of this shit has happened before. Inflation has always been around. There's always been wars. There's always been sickness. There's always been lying. There's always been heartbreak. It's a part of humanity, motherfucker. It's a part of it. It's how you deal with things internally. Sometimes you're not always going to have that crutch. Sometimes you can't escape. Sometimes it's going to be your last motherfucking pick me up. That's the truth of it. So you have to find some type of way to healthily process things. Right now, it feels like people are coming to cold, hard realizations. But that shit has always been right in front of your face. You refuse to see it. Now you can't turn your head. I've always been a fearful person. I've always struggled with fear. I hid it for years and years and years. And then this year it came, or last year really, it came back to bite me. No, you still operate in fear a lot, brother. Fear still controls you. And so it's something I've had to learn through this process and figure out where it comes from. The fundamental source of it all. What am I scared of? Really? No, I don't have panic attacks. It's not that type of fear. I made myself sick. I did worse. I don't have panic attacks in the moment. It's not momentary. I stressed myself out and worried myself over time to where I created actual physical illness on myself. As I said yesterday, you have to understand everything is energy. When I say vibration is everything, that's true. Your heart has a magnetic field that extends several feet beyond your body. And so as you are weighing yourself down with emotional stuff, you are creating a heavy energy on yourself, and you are actually physically harming yourself. You're aging yourself. You're hurting yourself. You are literally harming yourself physically. And so that's something that I've learned. I never thought about that like that. And so this is just something I've learned in the process of the last couple of years. But yeah, that's that. Uranus is retrograde at 24 degrees of Taurus, retrograde until January 30th. With Uranus retrograde, it's like this. The economy is not stable. The world is not stable, but you have to find some type of secure mindset to operate from. And you're not going to find that in a material setting. You have to find that as a mindset. That means you have to be adaptable in your mindset. You have to understand the world is changing. We're in a state of flux right now. All right. You have to be adaptable in your approach. But that also means you have to constantly take stock and take inventory of who you are, what you're willing to work with, where your morals stand, what you're willing to do to make money, what's valuable to you, what your values are. This is something that's important. So while we're in this retrograde, this is the best time for you to start asking those questions. All right. And it's also the best time for you to reassess how much things have changed as far as your value system over the last few years, because I guarantee you it's changed. Just about everyone's has. The way of the world has changed. So you have to see where you are and where you stand and figure out how you can move forward. All right. And then Neptune is at 27 degrees of Pisces, direct. Now it's like, here we go with the bullshit again, right? Soon as Neptune went direct, that's when they came out with the same motherfucking debriefing ceremony that they've had about UAPs and unidentified crafts and aliens the last 3 years. They've done this 3 years in a row, and people, oh my God, they've just confirmed that there's aliens in the ocean, and they didn't confirm that. You're just saying that. And that's just not one of the things. It's just one of the things that as a people get caught up in. You have all of this confusion. We live in a copycat culture. You know, spirituality and conspiracy and all of that shit. It's become a fad. It's not something that's used as a tool for understanding anymore. It's a fad. It's something that it's something that people use to create or hide from accountability. Oh, I'm like this because of this. I'm like this because of this. And instead of them using it to accept accountability, instead of this being a tool of self-understanding and being something that can really help us grow, it's something that's hindered us. Now it's a hustle. This is what we do in our culture. We take shit, we made it a hustle. Your spiritual journey is now a hustle. It's no longer something that's benefiting you spiritually. It's a hustle now. This is the culture that we've created. Amongst all the other stuff. And so we got to really reassess what's real. But, you know, you can't do that by joining off things externally, because real ain't even real anymore. The reality that you're experiencing is a projection in and of itself. So the only thing that's real is how you feel. So you have to let your inner compass be your guide from now on. You can't trust anything you see. AI is out here. You can't even trust anything you see anymore. They can make you believe anything that you see. You can't believe anything you hear because there's too much misinformation. There's too many narratives that are being created to specifically make you operate a certain type of way, and you are aware of it now. So now that you're aware of it, we have to lie again. What happens when a liar gets caught? What happens when a liar gets caught? When a liar gets caught, the first thing a liar is going to do is lie again. We're going to create more lies. We got to confuse you now. And so this is what they do now. Okay, well, now we're gonna create a whole bunch of narratives so they don't know what to believe, because they didn't believe us when we told them. So now what we do is we confuse them. And so you just got to pay attention to everything. The only thing that's real is how you feel. Let your inner compass be your guide. Trust that main line to the divine that resides inside of you. Pluto, 0 degrees of Aquarius. Things are changing. The world is changing. You understand? And it starts up here in our mindset. Like, plain and simple. Like, technology is changing. But more than anything else, people have adapted a revolutionary mindset. They're willing to take the radical approach if that means that things are going to get better. We don't give a fuck how it's supposed to be. We're going to do it how it should be. And it's going to be some fucked up shit at first. It's going to be destructive. But over time, they're going to get to a method that works. But this right here, we're in a revolutionary process. The whole world is. Things are changing drastically. The world is a crazy place. It's going to get weird because there's going to be things that are unprecedented that happen. There's going to be peculiar occurrences that are going to be hard to explain because we don't have a definition for it yet. And so this is what happens. But ultimately, you also see with this right here, you see a rebellion. You see the power come back to the people. How do we get the power back to the people? Well, we use it through the devices, the same devices that we use to divide right now and create these stereotypes and really play. It's also something that connects us with people all over the world. And this is also something that aligns us with people in social media groups and these type of things that have like-minded approaches to us. And then we kind of create what Ra would call a social media complex, which this is something that us together are a powerful being in and of ourselves, even though we are of different minds, because now we can actually make changes to things. See, a lot of people don't understand that. And so as we realize through technology, the power of the people, we really can start to make some changes. They can't just do anything to us anymore. They can't just say anything anymore. We can see now. We have the technology to see now. We know now, motherfucker. We'll find out. There's nothing you can really hide. And eventually we'll find out. And so with this right here, we got to learn how to use it for good. Right now, it's messy and ugly and destructive, but that's the way it is a lot of the time. With Pluto, you have to destroy in order for there to be rebirth. And so this right here is like, hey, what was previously there before as far as the system, it has to be destroyed for us to really, really put something better in place that benefits everybody. Never forget, Aquarius is about the collective. It's not just inventions and weirdness and aliens. It's also about humanitarianism and philanthropy This is where the collective comes into focus and says, hey, no, we can do this for everybody. This could be better for everybody. It ain't just me. It's for all of us. You just have to have an open mind. It starts with an open mind. Sometimes that's where an idea or an invention comes from, just from the willingness to think differently. Hit that like button if you haven't hit that like button yet. Y'all don't appreciate shit, and it's cool. Now, they can be the best teachers, the outer planets. They definitely can. Sorry for y'all that didn't see this. Goddess J. Reed said, they actually love Pluto, Saturn, and the planets and the outer planets or the planets that they say are harsh, because they're the best teachers. Yes, they definitely can be, especially when you're dealing with Pluto and Saturn. They really are. I think people don't understand that Neptune is actually the most underrated malefic out of all of them. Neptune really can fuck some shit up. It only takes confusion. Now, Chiron is at 19 degrees of Aries. We've talked about this over and over again because Chiron's been in Aries for years, but we're going to keep talking about it. And when Chiron is retrograde in Aries, and it's going to be retrograde until the 29th, what this gives you the chance for is awareness. There's going to be things that are forced. There's going to be situations that it feels like, damn, this shit just developed very quickly. And the problem is now that you're made aware of this, you have to address it. You get what I'm saying? Like, once you're aware of it, you're accountable. And if you don't address it, then you're condoning it, right? You're allowing it, you're condoning it. That's what I say about things. You either allow it, you coach it, or you're condoning it. And so even if somebody's fucking you over, now that you're aware of it, hell nah, you got to get away from it. I was just talking to my wife about, and you know, her coworkers don't know me, but I was talking to her about one of her coworkers, and her coworker's going through some abuse. And she's like, well, I really wish she'd get away from that abusive situation. And I know it's hard because you have kids and you have this and this. I've seen those type of situations. But also, when you want to get away, when you really feel like that's what's the best situation, you will. You will. And she's aware that it's abusive. She's been abused. She can aware that it's toxic. She can aware that it's dangerous. So at this point right here, he's accountable for the way he is doing her, but she is also accountable for how long she stays and allows that. So she really has to find some type of way for her to, if hey, you say, well, I'm not a police calling ass bitch, then you really don't want to leave. You need to be finding some type of way to call the police. You need to be fucking fighting back. You need to be fucking running in the middle of the night. If you want to get away, you got to get the fuck away. There, just like you were saying, well, there's a legal process, or there's a legal process that protects you also. I was with a mother who left my father when I was 7 years old and has us living in an abandoned woman's shelter, no, a battered woman's shelter for 18 weeks. We lived in what's called the NOAA Project for battered women for 18 weeks, 30 years ago. Neptune is always malefic. It can be helpful too if it's, you know, if it's doing the right thing. But Neptune is a malefic. It can help, but Neptune is a functioning or no. When you say functioning malefic, that's speaking specifically to way. But Neptune in its expression is a malefic, and I would say it's an underrated malefic. But it also can be incredibly helpful and spiritual and misty and all that. After all, you have to look at Neptune like the higher octave of Venus in a way. But there's so much that goes along with it. Like I said, Neptune can be great, but if all it takes is a little bit of confusion for Neptune to be really messed up. You know what I mean? Just like I feel like Uranus can be really beneficial in a lot of ways. And it can create chaos and it can be troublemaking and all this other shit, but Uranus can really be something that brings some unique genius and some inventive solutions into the mix. But yeah, with Chiron, and you think about Aries' best quality isn't courage, it's awareness. That's why the sun being exalted in Aries is so awesome, because of the awareness, the self-awareness. And so when you see Chiron in Aries, once you're aware, you're then accountable. And once you acknowledge that awareness and you're accountable, and if you don't do something to confront it, then you're allowing it. So yeah, that's what happens with that. Now, smile right fucking now. Now, let's talk about the Black Moon Lilith real quick, because Chiron and the Black Moon Lilith are opposite to each other. The Black Moon Lilith is at 18 degrees of Libra. So there's that shadow tendency to sugarcoat shit. There's that shadow tendency to please other people so much that it makes you dishonest. You know, you're so worried about other people's opinion that you're not genuine. You're so into people pleasing and saying what you think people want you to say that you're not telling the truth. And so all of that just makes things more complex than they have to be. And so that's an issue. So sometimes you just need to be honest and confront things head on and be straight up, but it's not easy because that brings conflict. Well, sometimes conflict is the only way that you're going to get things taken care of. And so there's that axis right there with Chiron and the Black Moon Lilith. That Black Moon Lilith, it's so easy to sugarcoat shit. It would be so easy for you to play this person against this and play this situation or try to get somebody else to do it for you. Well, no, sometimes you just need to confront things and tackle things head on, as uncomfortable as it is. And through that, you not only gain respect for yourself in the situation, you learn the lesson, but you also realize how powerful you are in the mix and that you don't need anybody. So it's liberating. But, you know, you just have to be careful with that. Now, the Black Moon Lilith is not ever going to always be a bad thing. It's such a beautiful energy when it wants to be, or when you know how to work with it appropriately. And so the Black Moon Lilith in Libra also can be very vain. But what you have to do with this right here is use this right here to be unapologetically objective and then do what's right in the situation. So separate your feelings and your and your immediate impulses from the situation, look objectively, and then take action. So utilize both. All right. And then the nodes are at 3 degrees of Aries and Libra. And so when you have the South Node in Libra, oh, we're looking at this axis again. Take it from me, I'm a South Node in Libra. My North Node is in Aries. It is real easy for you to be really tolerant of other people and to do it their way and to listen and all. But sometimes you just need to do what's right for you, regardless of what anybody thinks about it, regardless of what their opinion is. Sometimes you just got to take action. You have to be action-oriented in your approach to life. You ain't got time to think about it and to ponder. And sometimes you just need to do it, and you'll learn along the way. And so this is what this wants you to do. Be immediate, be courageous, be action-oriented. And sometimes you just need to do what's best for you and be honest. Experience your truth as a verb. That's what I always say. Don't just speak it. Experience your truth as a verb. Be it. Be your truth. And that's not easy for everybody because they're trying to conform to what society expects and to what their partner expects. And they're trying to please and they're trying to make things look a certain way. No. This is Libra. You ain't got to sugarcoat shit. Sometimes you got to be unapologetically you. You got to do what's best for you. And that's the best thing for your relationships too, is just being honest. Don't send your representative. Send you. Hit the like button if you haven't hit the like button yet. This has been one of them sessions today. I know we haven't gotten to the top 5 yet, but this has been one of them sessions, man. We're going to get to the top 5. It's going to be quick, but we're going to get to it. We're about to get to it right now. And as far as the numerology of the day, we're in the 6th vibration today. And that's interesting. As a matter of fact, looking at the astrological transits, the 6 really doesn't even make sense for today. It's a 6 and a 4. Like, what? But things don't have to make sense. This is a Gemini full moon. It's a Gemini full moon. So, the 6 really is very domestic energy. I would say the 6 reminds me of Cancer energy, but in Vedic numerology, the 6 is actually ruled by Venus and the 2 is ruled by the moon. But in my professional opinion, I feel like the 2 is a lot more similar to Libra energy, where the 6 is a lot more like Cancer energy. But the 6 is about home and commitment and family and community and love and nurturing, all right? And then the 4 is about laying foundations and taking care of responsibilities and health. So this is a perfect day for you to take a mental health day today. This would be the perfect time for you to chill and get your mental health right. It's funny that this is that Gemini, but just get your mental health right, man, and nurture yourself, or just stay home and try to lay the foundation for moving healthily forward. You know, people get so caught up in the building part of the 4 that they forget about the foundation of it is health. You know, health is wealth. And so the 4 is definitely about health. and being disciplined and making sure you're in healthy practices. So yeah. Heather, smile right now. We appreciate you for being the commissioner of the Vibe Tribe, Heather. I just knocked my fucking light down. Sorry. I don't know what I was doing there. Sorry, Now, let's get into the top 5. Let's get into the PrIcElEs top 5 most cunning placements in astrology. Now, when I say cunning, once again, I want to remind you, this is not the most intelligent, the smartest. It's not even the most clever, even though clever is something that kind of is equitable with cunning. All right? It's not just the smartest placements. When I say cunning, there's a lot that goes into cunning, and there's reasons why. And we're going to look at each one of these placements, but I use that word specifically. All right? So, we got to get into this because we got to go soon. They're going to the zoo lights tonight, my lady and my son and some other people are going to they're going to the zoo to watch the lights. I'm not going, but they're going to the zoo to get to look at the lights tonight. Turn on the lights in here, baby. Sorry. But yeah, they're going to the zoo to look at the zoo lights, see the animals and see all the Christmas lights at the zoo. Knowing damn well them zoo animals don't want no motherfucking Christmas lights. That's fucking up their motherfucking circadian rhythm. Like, they don't give a fuck, though. These people at these zoos don't give a fuck. It's July, and you got the polar bear out here, outside in the fucking 103-degree heat. But yeah, like, that's crazy. Yeah, they do lights at the zoo in the city. Yeah, I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to disclose too much information, but in the capital, in the city, yes, they do lights at the zoo. But I hate that fucking zoo. I like Cheyenne Mountain. The one in the Springs is good, but I don't, you know, cause I just don't like that you have to ride that fucking ski lift. I don't like that you have to ride that ski lift at that one in the Springs. Like, I just don't like that. I hate the ski lifts. Because it's an old school ski lift. There ain't no motherfucking seatbelts or nothing in that bitch. It's just that bar holding you in there. I hate heights. Like, man, why you gotta fucking ride that bitch with that bar? It's like, nah. Going down is okay on a ski lift. Going up a ski lift is scary as fuck. For those of y'all that have never been up a ski lift, that shit is scary. Going up a ski lift is fucking terrifying. I don't give a fuck. I hate going up ski lifts. Going down is okay because you're gradually getting better. But especially if it's an old school ski lift, if it's not, that bitch is not enclosed, or and it's just a bar. I don't know how they used to do that back in the day. Like, hell no, that shit is so fucking scary. There's nothing scarier than being on a ski lift for me. Like, I hate ski lifts. Like, bitch, why is y'all like this? Like, why? Like, as soon as I started getting up there, I started immediately saying, this is some white people stuff. I was starting to like this. Why y'all let me convince me to go up this motherfucking ski lift? I don't want to ski. I don't want to snowboard. I like the snow and shit. But I don't even want to do this shit, like, for real, like, fuck a ski lift. I fucking hate ski lifts. Ski lifts are scary than a motherfucker. I don't like riding rides at the fair either. I go up in the Ferris wheel and it's good, but like, they have one over the ocean in Cali too, but in Galveston on the boardwalk, in Galveston, Texas on the boardwalk, they got this big ass motherfucking Ferris wheel that goes out over the ocean, right? And that bitch goes out over the fucking ocean, and that shit right there, like, I do not like that shit, especially when you're up there real high, and that bitch is real high, and that bitch is, that wind, they stop it up there for 5 minutes, and they think it's all romantic and shit. Like, I don't know how y'all think that shit is sexy and romantic. Like, I'm holding on to the pole in the middle like this. Like, no. I'll sit in the bottom of that bitch. I don't even want to sit up where I can see. I'll sit in the bottom of that bitch. I don't want that bitch swaying. Like, I don't like that shit. Hey, I like the highways though. I ain't gonna lie. There's some crazy ass highways in these mountains that are crazy, Heather. But that shit is a motherfucker. So let's get into the price list top 5 most cunning placements in astrology. Shit, I've done so many top 5s. It's hard to keep up with them now. I have to go start doing the top 5 Venus placements again. The top 5, like we'll have to go back to the house placements for Venus and all that. We'll go back to those soon. But man, I've done so many top 5s over the years. So, number 5. We don't have any honorable mentions. Number 5 on the list of the price list. Top 5 most cunning placements in astrology. CuNnInG said it first. This is Capricorn moons. Now, people could think of other Capricorn placements, but no. Not Mercury in Capricorn. Not Sun in Capricorn, Capricorn moons. You ask why and how are Capricorn moons some of the most cunning people? Well, before you question anything, I need you to understand. Capricorn moons are master button pressers. You understand? They know how to press the right buttons to get other people to respond accordingly. And that just makes them incredibly cunning as leaders or entertainers or salesmen or preachers or deviates, or sometimes one person can be all of that shit. But Capricorn moons, like, they just know there's something about them that knows how to press that buttons in people. And some people hate it. They really respond negatively to it. I've seen it. My dad's a Capricorn moon. He knows how to fucking make people respond and give him whatever he wants, right? He'll hustle the fuck out of you. Like, for real, he'll hustle the fuck out of you. But he can sell just about anybody anything. You look at people like CuNnInG. CuNnInG is a Capricorn moon. He's a Sagittarius Sun Capricorn moon, but there's lots of Sagittarius. But when he with him in his Capricorn moon, like, not only is it his competitiveness and his drive to want to be the best, but he knows how to get the best out of the people that are on the streams with him. You know, CuNnInG is great, but when you see CuNnInG with Ray, or CuNnInG with Rakai, or CuNnInG with ThEl, or CuNnInG with Drewski, CuNnInG with Kevin Hart. There's something with them right there that brings something out profound, because he knows how to press the right buttons in the right type of people. And there's sometimes when I'm watching him, Kevin Hart, and Drewski, and I'm like, there's no way that this is not scripted or like rehearsed. But then there's other times where I'm like, there's no way that this can be. There's no way, form, or fashion. He's been on here for 30 days. And so there's no way. And it's just like, man, he knows how to press the right buttons to get other people to respond. And he also knows how to get emotional responses out of people in the crowd. You see people like Andre 3000. When you look at him, he's a Gemini Sun Capricorn moon. When you look at him with this Capricorn moon, he knows how to get people to respond to him. Hey, you don't have to like that flute shit. I don't. But he got people to go out and buy it. He know how to evoke a response. He know how to sell it. He knows how to get it. There's something cunning about it. And it's not even him playing the flute intelligently. When you really listen to that shit, it's cute and shit. But I have been to the Philharmonic where they play the flute. And, you know, I watched fucking Disney Fantasia where they play the flute. This motherfucker is not playing anything intelligent at all. This motherfucker is doing anything. And you bought anything. And so it's like that. People say, no, I like to listen to it to meditate. Now, maybe you do, but you're also full of shit, too. He made you believe you like that shit. He made you, he know how to press a button that made you say, if you don't like this shit, you don't like art. If you don't like that shit, you ain't woke enough. Y'all want to be so woke. He actually played it. It's actually in his own way satire. It's like, oh, y'all want to be so woke, y'all so artistic, y'all so cultured, this such a fad. I'll drop some bullshit. And if you don't like it, you're not artistic. Motherfucker, you just don't know art. That's what, if you went in the comment section of any post talking shit about Andre 3000 shit, they're gonna first thing, you just don't know art. You just don't appreciate art. Your stupid ass is just caught up in it, and so you're dumb and you don't know art because you don't like that bullshit. And so it's just it's very intelligent the way that some people can press buttons, and that is a skill. You know, Capricorn moons know how to make you tough too. They'll piss you off. They know how to make you respond, and I'll get the best out of you. You know, my producer when I used to rap he's a Libra Sun Capricorn moon. And that's a beautiful mix. And I hated his ass. When we used to record music, he'd treat me like shit. He'd tell me I wasn't good enough. But all I did was keep pumping out badass verses. I'd go so hard just to spite him. And he knew I was like that. He didn't address everybody like that. Somehow he just knew how to press my button. You know how to make me feel like I wasn't nothing, because I was the one person that, instead of, if you try to make me feel like I'm not nothing, I'm not the person that's going to get broken. I'm the person that responds. Oh, you try to make me feel like I'm going to show you, motherfucker, that I'm special. That I'm gonna keep working until you fucking see that I'm different. And so that's just how I am. And he knew that about me. And so he told me I wasn't shit and picked at me. I would go in there, and I was a part of a group, and I would go in the fucking studio. Me and my group mate would record a verse. I'd come out, he'd be like, man, I'm gonna throw your verse away. He'll tell the other digger, he said, I should have just let you go solo. He said his verse trash. And he does, I don't know if I don't think he really meant that shit, because he never took it off. But he's like, his verse trash. I should have just let you go solo. He's trash. And I'd be like, man, you got me fucked. Let me do it again. And it got to the point to where after that, where eventually he kicked everybody off the label but me, because I was the only artist he trusted. You get what I'm saying? Back at that time, when I did rap, I don't do that shit anymore. But yeah, I was the only artist that he trusted that was going to do whatever was supposed to do, because he grew me that way. And Capricorn moons know how to do that shit. They are perennial button pressers, but they're so good at pressing the right buttons in people and getting them to respond accordingly. And that can be a good thing or a bad thing. They know how to piss you off too. They know how to press the button to make you not pay attention, to make you pay attention. So there's so much that goes into that, but they're very cunning people in that way. All right. And so number 5 on the list of the PrIcElEs top 5 most cunning placements in astrology. This was Capricorn moon. Yeah. Chat. Hit the like button, hit the super sticker, the super thanks, the super chat, or please hit that Cash App. Somebody pin my Cash App right now. All right. Now, smile right fucking now. Ooh, we look good, don't we? We look good in their beard. Hey, we look good in here. Number 4 on the list of the PrIcElEs top 5 most cunning placements in astrology. Mercury in Aquarius. And when we're talking about Mercury in Aquarius, this is about open-mindedness that leads to inventiveness and ingenuity, and sometimes ingenious breakthroughs. These are the people that have the courage to say, no, let's try it like this instead. Let's do it this way this time. Let's try it, or let's mix them up. Instead of doing it like this and like this, let's mix them. What'll happen if we mix them? Yeah, it might blow up, but we might make something amazing. These are the people that bring about those amazing breakthroughs in tech and medicine and all types of stuff, because they are willing to think different. They revolutionize life. These are people that sometimes it's hard to fuck with them, because they'll do something completely different than you ever expected. Let's just be simple. Let's think about a game of hide and seek, right? This is that person where you would have never thought to hide there. You would have never thought to hide there. Like, man, like you never even thought about it like that. You didn't look at that as a hiding place. Your mind didn't identify that as a hiding place, but theirs did. It's that simple. But you want to look at something like this, you want to take that and apply that to medicine. And they're looking for something that's been in somebody's family for a long time. And all of a sudden they found this gene that's hiding in this person's genetic code. There it is right there. You would have never thought that would be there attached to that, because this gene represents this. So why the fuck would this affect their health in this way? But now we get it, because look, this is here. And these two are connected. You see how those type of people are necessary in the world? These are the type of people that say, well, I really think that even beyond the theory of relativity, you can have quantum entanglement. This is where you can say, well, these two things that are connected energetically can communicate with each other over vast distances, maybe even through time and space itself. Who would even think about like that? Mercury and Capricorn, they can be highly intelligent and book smart if they're reading a book, but they would never think like that. Mercury and Pisces, they can really create some beautiful things and act and mimic and do some amazing things, but they don't think like that. You see how that plays out? That's beautiful. Yeah, that's beautiful. Beautiful. But yeah, all of that is why Mercury in Aquarius is number 4 on the list of the PrIcElEs top 5 most cunning placements in astrology. Now, oh hell no! It's a whole bunch of just a second. There's a whole bunch of teenagers getting in the car outside. I would. That's why my son got his learner's permit. He's driving with his mom, but I've already gotten into it with him. Like I don't give a fuck when he gets his license. He is not driving my car. I love my son. He's not taking off in that car by himself, and he's the most responsible child I have. But I would not. Hell no. Nah. So we can be carless when he comes back. Mom, jump down in front of me, Mom. No, hell no. Hell no. I'm not. Daddy ain't trying to hear that shit. Like, hell no. But Mom, we got insurance, right? No, fuck that. We're not going to be without a car because your dumb ass is out there being cool with your friends. But anyway, number 3 on the list of the PrIcElEs top 5 most cunning placements in astrology. It finally made the list, y'all. I wish reflection. Reflection, are you here? You finally you've made the list already because you're a Capricorn moon. But number 3 on the list of the PrIcElEs top 5 most cunning placements in astrology. Mars in Scorpio. Now, there's going to be some people that think that this should have been Mercury. But no, Mercury is more investigative. It's probing. It's, there's something to it. This is different. No. Mars in Scorpio is as cunning or as devious as it gets when it wants something. Or when there's a threat or an annoyance. Let's not forget that. This is a relentless and ruthless approach that always get what it wants. And it'll try different stuff. It'll try this. It'll press buttons. It'll plot. It'll scheme. This is a scheme and cunning right here. Mercury in Scorpio is awesome. It's one of those conniving. This is cunning. See, Mars in Scorpio will do whatever it takes, however it takes to get what it wants, because nobody wants what it wants better than it wants what it wants. Mars in Scorpio wants it so fucking bad that it'll do anything and everything. And it will try anything or everything to get what it wants. And it won't stop until it gets what it wants, so it gets what it wants. And if you're in a way If you're a threat or an annoyance, Mars in Scorpio will plot your destruction. It'll take however long it needs to take. It'll plot, it'll scheme, it'll wait until it gets a chance, and then it'll destroy you. It will fucking destroy you. You should have never gotten away. This had nothing to do with you. You've made it onto your own tombstone. Tina. Okay. They are cunning. They can be cunning, but they're only number 3. Now, number 2 on the list of the price list, top 5 most cunning placements. This is Mercury in the first house. Now, people are going to say, well, what about the sign? Look, no matter what sign this falls in, it has been in my observation that people with Mercury in the first house are extremely clever. Some of them are really quick on their toes. Some of them talk fast. Some of them move fast. Some of them are very deliberate. Some of them are very observant. But all of them are sponges for information. And what they do is they soak up everything they can, and then they make adjustments accordingly. These are very adaptable people. Even in the fixed signs, they're very adaptable people. Yeah. And they can be cunning in the way that they do that and they approach it. So that's why they're number 2. Plain and simple. Now, number 1. We got the number 1 quick, didn't we? Number 1 on the list of the price list, top 5 most cunning placements in astrology. We couldn't make a list without leaving them on there. This is Gemini suns. And I mean, hey, with Gemini suns, this is about cleverness. This is about creativity. This is about mischievousness. It's about audacity. It's about will. They like doing it. They want to do it. You understand? And let's be honest. Even when Gemini suns can't be honest. These motherfuckers are world-renowned for their cunning. World-renowned. And they can use it for good or for ill. But it always leaves us in wonder at some point, like, man, how'd that motherfucker do that? Well, they did it because they're very cunning. They're very clever. Sly, even. You know, when they say sly as a fox, that's cunning. When they say quick on their toes, that's Gemini. You understand? Slick on the mouth, that's Gemini. All of those things that encompass being cunning, that's it. Even the mischievousness and the audacity it takes to pull off some really cunning maneuvers, Gemini does it. Oh, man. And they like doing it. Nobody plays mind games like Gemini. They're cunning when it comes to talking you out of your draws, talking you out of your property, talking you out of your money, talking themselves out of trouble. They're very cunning people. Like, bro, like, and they always have an exit strategy. They know how to get out of some shit. Sometimes it's not even what they get into. Sometimes you're just in wonder how they got out of that. Like, how are we working all day and you at home and getting paid for it? Like, what? Like, that's what they do. They're so cunning. And it's mental, it's physical, it's all of it. They're quick with it. They're slick with it. All of that shit. And that's why Gemini suns are number 1. So just to go over it before we go, because we do have to go, y'all. We've been here for 217 minutes, and it's been amazing. This has been probably one of the best lives we've had in a long time. The energy of this, the conversations, all of this has been excellent. I'm so happy. I feel like one of them little fucking ADHD kids that just fucking shake, just, you know how them kids, like, man, I can't stand it. I remember I was at my cousin's house before I go any further. I was at my cousin's house, and his girl had a little son, and he was doing fine. Like, he was playing outside, but like they were like, "Hey, we're gonna run to the store real fast," and they were like, "We'll be right back." And I was like, "Where y'all going?" They're like, "We're just going to the store in Eskimo Hut. We'll be right back." And be like, "Hey, my son's in there." I'm like, "Man, what the fuck?" But I'm a dad. I'm like, "Okay, he's good." As soon as they left, that little boy came in there and looked at me and just started shaking like that. I was like, "Oh, hell fucking nah. Hell nah." I said, "Go outside and play." Go outside and play. But yeah, just to review this real fast. Number 5 on our list of the price list top 5 most cunning placements in astrology. This was Capricorn moons. And, you know, before you question it, you just need to understand Capricorn moons are master button pressers. They know how to press the right buttons to get people to respond accordingly. And that's just going to make them extremely cunning as leaders, entertainers, salesmen, preachers, deviants, all of that in one person, all that type of stuff. They know how to press the right buttons, and they're great planners too. Let's never forget that. They're deviants. They're amazing planners. All right. So as chess players, they can be really, really dangerous. Now, number 4 was Mercury in Aquarius. And that's about open-mindedness that leads to inventiveness and ingenuity and sometimes ingenious breakthroughs. We need them right there. You know, these are the people that have an open mind and they're willing to say, "Hey, let's try it this way instead," or "Let's mix it up and do it like this." All right. And they have led to the breakthroughs in tech and medicine and all types of stuff. They revolutionize life in a multitude of ways because they're willing to look and think differently. Number 3 was Mars in Scorpio because, man, they can be devious. Like, when they want something, they won't let anything stop them, and they'll wait as long as it takes. They'll try whatever maneuver it may. Like, they'll play nice. They'll try subterfuge. They'll try espionage. They'll do whatever it takes to accomplish whatever it is they're trying to accomplish, and that can be very cunning. I hope you just ain't caught in the crossfire. Number 2 on the list of the price list top 5 most cunning placements was Mercury in the first house. Because no matter what sign this falls in, it's been in my observation that these people are extremely clever. A lot of them are quick on their toes. Some of them talk fast. Some of them move fast. Some of them are very deliberate. Some of them are very observant. All of them are sponges for information. They take that information that they're soaking up and they respond accordingly. And that can make them very cunning. You know, cunning is not always thinking fast. Sometimes you have to be patient. You have to be patient and make the right move and be deliberate in your approach. And to be able to know how to do that and when to do that is something that is incredibly advantageous for a lot of people. So check that out. And then lastly, number 1 on the list of the price list, top 5 most cunning placements. This right here. This was Gemini Sons. Because it's just all about cleverness and creativity and mischievousness and audacity and will. And hey, man, they're well renowned for their cunning. They can use it for good or evil, and they usually do both, but they're just very cunning. They're clever, they're adaptable, they're well spoken, they're sneaky, they're sly, they're slick, they're quick, they're fun, and they're full of shit. You gotta love them. This is Gemini Sons. So, does anybody have anything they want to say before we go? This has been an excellent session. I appreciate everybody's love and support. We will be back probably Monday, but I can't guarantee it. I never do, but usually we have a set schedule Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But we should be back Monday, you know, just to kick it off with that manic Monday vibrational therapy. We got it. Might be a Leo moon on Monday. I might have to let my man know. It'll be a Cancer moon on Monday. So we'll be a Cancer moon on Monday. We might need to get an emotional session out. We might need to cry a little bit. The full moon is over. Whatever needs to happen, we got a manic moon day on Monday. All right. We'll be here. We'll enjoy that together. And I just appreciate everything. I am going to start writing. Mercury retrograde ends today. I have already planned on starting writing, so we will be dropping content. We still will be doing exclusive members-only content. We'll be doing a lot of stuff. I'm on it. I love you. I appreciate your support. If you're interested in any astrological readings, don't ever get at me in these comments. Get at me in my email, which is mr.turner1300@gmail.com. Tina Claire Marie says she's sending her man away from the weekend. She wants me to come over there and find the rubies. Nah, I know she ain't talking to me. We ain't gonna find no rubies, but we'll find that gem, baby. You understand? But yeah, if any of y'all are interested in any readings, get at me in my email. That's solar return readings, that's Pluto through Aquarius transit journey readings, that's natal chart readings, that's synastry readings, that is numerology readings, that is consultations over the phone, that is apprenticeship, that's the priceless package. I offer it all. The priceless package, you can put me in your pocket. You pay a certain fee, and we'll talk once a week for an hour, either through Zoom or on the phone. I'll keep up with your transits. I'll stay in your energy. I'll keep you on point with everything that's coming up for you, and I'll help you in any way that I can to give you the best advantage moving forward. If we're talking about apprenticeship, I think Sue Ray's gonna get it, but I'm waiting for her to clarify or to confirm. And so if she confirms, then I'm only going to take one right now. I can only do one apprentice. But if she doesn't, I'm still going to take on one more apprentice. That's 11 classes. That's not 11 weeks, because we'll have reading sessions in between there. There's like 2 or 3 reading sessions for each class. And so it'll be like 5 to 6 months is the class total. But through that, I'm teaching you everything I know about astrology as far as reading natal charts. I mean, there's other charts that I read, but yeah, as far as that aspect of it and giving you the best understanding that I can, helping you develop your own way of interpreting things. I give you my method, you develop your own understanding. I don't want you to be a parakeet to what I say. I want you to have your own understanding so you can develop your own practice as we look at this together. And you'll read and I'll tell you, well, no, that is about right. And, then you develop your way of saying it. That way you're not just regurgitating what I say or what you read in a book. And then you understand. As far as all of my readings, I offer them in audio recordings. I offer them in videos. And I offer phone calls where we can just talk on the phone. So y'all get at me. I'll send you a price list. I appreciate everything. I love you. I'm out.